think of the future, I think of the men and machines and friends and ideas and philosophy and spirit.
A very strong, standardized dive drop. It's going to consist of Winston Diva, wearing Pharmacy in there, as well as Tracer and Lucio to polish everything off.
These two teams. The defending team is definitely a little bit of a hybrid, something we don't normally see on Hollywood. He's 70 health. He has to coordinate a little bit. Winston dives in. He's on the Ana. Tracer's on her as well. That's terrible. Zelda goes down very early on with no Ana. This is rough. Fire as well as Zenyatta goes down. The Soldier, the back line is in just such disarray. There's no one there for the peel for them to how couldn't quite get back there in time. And that's going to be it very, very quickly. Find the shots.
Now have the Lucio and the Ana that are providing support. It's just throwing really far back in the back, just trying to keep this Lucio alive. It's just two supports that are just trying to buy as much time up as this clock as they can. There's only 10 seconds left, and this cart maybe has to go another 15 meters.
This is insane. Matrym Wide did such a good job of equalizing this a little bit more for the attackers. Beat down Boulevard, has the blade, trying to go for the Ana. You can see it through the wall. No, Ana actually takes him down. 1v2 against the Winston. The Ana player takes down the Blade and Genji. That is massive. I shot Wabbit with the res. It's a solo res just on this Pharah. Pharah has Barrage. Let's see what you can find with that. But still, this is just absolutely insane. Rocket Barrage gonna get 1-2. Diva Mech.
I'm trying best to keep everybody off this cart, trying to track everybody, get everybody down. Lumero's coming in. This has been a really long overtime at this point.
Crazy.
If anybody steps off of this cart, for anybody on the attackers, that means that this is going to be over. But look at how many bodies they have now. It's just boys.
Lucy didn't get the barrier off. That's decisive. If he had just been able to live for one more second, he would have had the barrier. That would have been so amazing. Toro and Exosherm left on Winston, because Winston's going down so quickly, though. Only 150 health left. No healers for him. He's still alive. The healing comes in from Lucy, though. He also has the barrier. Break it down. Double kill from Kurjun's ultimate. That was the craziest hold I've seen in a long time, Matrym. They have that going for them, but maybe a Graviton. We'll have to see. Normally, teams would be taking dives.
8 seconds.
Oh, sleep gets canceled. Canceled, but triple Earth Shatter. Only 1 second remaining. Somebody needs to get on the point. No!
Wow, that was such a good job of body blocking.
I can't. Attackers, this might be the push they need. Oh no, no Soldier anymore. Means that this Pharah Ahab can go absolutely bonkers, do whatever he wants. Rocket Barrage comes out. I think the Resurrect came out on the Soldier. Yes, it did. Let's see just a couple more shots onto this Pharah. No! Denied.
Blows the Transcendence, making sure everybody is absolutely topped off. Brock is trying to get a kill onto Ricky, but just can't quite pull it off, and that's going to be a full-on wipe now for the attackers. So
hello everyone, I hope you're doing fine. My name is Skyline. Joining me today will be Matrym, GG, and welcome to WaWa's boot camp Amateur Rising Tournament. Man, it's been really exciting. We just saw the week 1 recap. It was pretty cool, but how are you doing today, Matrym?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I got a little bit of a scratchy throat, so if you guys hear me mute up, I apologize. Got a little bit of a cough today, and I don't think anybody wants me to be coughing directly in the microphone. But I'm really, really excited for this, specifically this first round that we're going to get started off with, which is Arrow's team versus IOStuck's team.
Yep, Team Arrow versus Team IOStuck's. Two of, well, some of the stronger teams last tournament. They both performed really well, I thought. And, well, they have some pretty sick coaches. We talked to the coaches last week as well. We'll be talking to them a little bit more probably this week. But, yeah, I can't wait for it. We'll start that up in about 8 minutes. But just to give you guys a little bit of information of what's going on today, so we have 4 things we're giving away, and these they're really cool. So last week we gave away some mouse pads and a pop figure. Well, this week we're giving away 3 pop figures and a keyboard, a really, really nice mechanical keyboard. We're giving away one away after each map. So the only thing you need to do to enter that is just to be active in the chat. And when we roll it, if you have been active in the past, I think 5 minutes or so, you'll be entered in. And hey, I like those figures. They're pretty cool. We have a Reinhardt, a McCree, and a Symmetra.
Oh, I want the Reinhardt so bad.
I know.
Dude. I love you know me, I love playing Reinhardt, and just getting a Reinhardt pop figure, I just put it on my desk next to me, and he'd be my spirit animal while I'm playing. But although the keyboard is really nice too, I mean, it's full on decked out mechanical keyboard for everything you need to start trying to push your way up through the ranks.
Also for our schedule today, so we're going to be starting out with Arrow versus IOStux. The second game is going to be postponed, and then we have, you can see the rest of the schedule going forward. But let's focus on the game that we will be going into right now. So Arrow versus IOStux. We saw that IOStux's team, he really focused a lot on, well, all these teams focused a lot on the first week getting the basic groundwork done, and then moving into more advanced stuff, more specific detailed stuff in the following weeks. I think that's definitely the way to do it.
Yeah, and just as a reminder for everybody, the way that this event works is there's a whole bunch of professional coaches that have gone and gathered some players that are trying to work their way up through the ranks. So each team is specifically coached by a professional coach of some type, whether it be a YouTube coach, whether it be a team coach for a professional team. It's a really cool experience, and they get a chance, whichever coach wins this ends up getting shoes that are rated right around $5,000.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
Craziest shoes ever.
So with Arrow, he managed to collect up a whole bunch of players, and they consist of Jimmy John, Whippiff, Nuggets McGee, MBK, Kishia, and Gamesaya. On the other side of that, IOStux consists of I Shot Wabbit, Steak Bomb, Wibe, Best Rookie NA, Game Jammin', and Beatdown Boulevard.
Yes, and these are just regular players. They average around high plat, low diamond, so nothing terribly insane. These are not professional players at all. These are pro coaches teaching, well, average Joes, I guess. I guess high plat is slightly above average Joe, but still pretty close to average Joe. And I mean, you guys saw the week 1 recap, or maybe you even saw week 1 I hope you were here last week to see it. These it's really hard to tell the difference between these teams and some actual GM teams that we see in some of the amateur tournaments, I've got to say.
I was really impressed, specifically with how quick synergy came together. Execution, these are all things that you see whenever you're watching just solo rank while you're trying to move your way up and playing through competitive by yourself. All of those things just got polished so quickly. We saw teams executing dive comps very, very effectively, everybody moving in at the direct times, understanding what the other people's roles were inside of their team and making sure to work around that and synergize with those roles. I was extremely impressed with all of the players and teams last week.
It was really, really great. Well, we'll see a little bit more of it, probably more even than we saw last week today. So we'll have the game up. We're gonna start the game in just a second, right after this message. We'll be right back, guys.
Are you trying your hardest to climb SR, but keep losing games? Do you waste your ults every time you try to use them? Maybe you have a few heroes you want to learn, but have no idea where to start? Then you should join WaWa's Boot Camp. WaWa's Boot Camp is a Discord server with tons of pros and coaches standing by to help you become better at Overwatch. Our coaches are all volunteers with tons of great advice for people who want to get better. You'll be spectated live as you play by one of our coaches and given advice on the fly about what you're doing right and wrong.
When you get close range like that and you can't track them very well, do right-click melee combos. I cannot stress it enough.
Or you might go through a video of your performance and be given a detailed analysis of what you could do to improve.
We almost have graph soon. And this should be a big graph. This should be a huge graph here. Without a Rhine shield, you could just throw it anyway. Not exactly. Yeah, you should have used it. This is not a fight you could win. You need to engage with the Graviton when you can.
I can guarantee that you will come away feeling like you have the tools to get better at this game. But don't take my word for it. Here's some testimonials from others who have joined us. Best of all, you can get all this personalized advice for free. We do this out of our love for this game and a desire to see the community grow. So what are you waiting for? Join WaWa's boot camp today.
Hello everyone, welcome back. We're in the game already. King's Row is the map of the week. Team Arrow on the left, in the blue, defending, and IOStux on the right. Looks like just a normal, very standard triple tank sort of setup coming out here for the defense.
Yeah, nothing too utterly crazy. Really solid defensive strategy all around. Triple tank, throwing the soldier for some ranged damage, run the Ana and Lucio to keep everybody alive. And we're at the last 10 seconds. The doors are going to open here in just a second. On the other side of that, we see a fairly strong dive comp sitting on top of two snipers. Most likely those aren't both going to be coming out the doors. Hanzo's probably just going to try to get some vision on what's going on, see if maybe he can get a lucky kill. He might come out those doors though. Nope, looks like he's switching out.
All right, no Hanzo. We'll see what he goes. Okay, fair. Yeah, makes sense with the Mercy, of course. But we'll have to see
Always
here.
Always got to be running the pharmacy right now. It is so absolutely strong. And B-Down Boulevard's actually going in.
Steak Bomb went in a little bit too hard. You know, with Winston, it's so tricky to get that timing down. If you go in just a couple seconds too early, you get nuked. And I think he got a little bit thrown off because they did swap onto the Pharaoh, which does slow the strategy down by a couple seconds. And he jumped in a couple seconds early.
That synergy becomes so utterly important that we were talking about beforehand. Steak Bomb actually managed to get, he does get hooked, managed to stay alive through this. They're starting to get control of the lower part of this lobby for the hotel.
Jimmy John.
Jimmy John is just
the
doing
Helix
so
rockets.
Much work in the back, yeah. Just
That's
getting kill after kill right now.
Two essential picks. I mean, that was a long-range kill onto Wibe, the enemy soldier. We're at 3 minutes already. Not too much work has been done here on offense so far for Team IOStux. Another Helix rocket almost takes out iShot Wibe, but here's the dive. Steak Bomb goes in, but once again, he's alone. He doesn't quite have the backup he needs, and a nade will just take that out relatively easily. Jimmy John in a little bit of trouble, but he gets out alive. I think that this push is stopped cold at this point.
It's just these early picks every single time. Team IOStux, they go out and they're trying to get a specific pick and instead get picked, and that puts them in a 5v6 and just forces them to retreat over and over and over. They need to find this directed path. Now, with that said, iShot Rabbit is hanging out on the side over here with Wibe, trying to find that good approach.
Maybe they get the kill. One more shot. There we go. Jimmy John goes down. iShot Wabbit, though, is down as well with no mercy. This might be a bit of an issue with no Wibe as well. I mean, Game Saya, that was some serious map awareness, serious game sense to do that flank round. That's not a normal thing that you see Roadhogs do. He just went up the stairs, checked it out, and, well, you saw they got a huge payoff.
Game Jamming right now does have the air control and is starting to push everybody back up off of the point. Starting to get a little bit
Rocket Barrage. This
comes
gets one.
out. Not
This got
enough
one.
worth.
Not
There
enough.
comes the res, though.
Double res, but it's going to be countered immediately by the Zarya ultimate. That's pretty good. I mean, they got it the Zarya ultimate on defense. That's okay. It's really hard to push through that. There's no more Whole Hog, no more Visor, no more anything, really. All they're going to have is an Ana ultimate, maybe an Earth Shatter, depending on how they push this. But they have a lot of stuff. They have a lot of stuff, Matrym. They have a Blade, a Visor, a Barrier. This is their fight to win right here on the offense.
We've been seeing such good play coming out from Arrow. They are adjusting to every single strategy that's being thrown at them. And you have to give them some credit on this. They're adjusting on the fly every single time.
Blade comes in. There is no defensive ultimate to stop this. Doesn't actually find anything. Kited back all the way. Wow. That's like no damage dealt. The Visor doesn't do anything as well. Notice the Visor's too far back. Still 6 players alive, even though all those offensive ultimates were popped. On defense, no more Lucio anymore. Jimmy John gets a kill on his mirror image soldier, but that was an insane hold. That was an insane hold by Arrow. They survived through a Blade, a Visor, a Barrier with no defensive ultimates of their own.
They just used Lucio, backed up, got some speed, got in control, got everything out of range, and then re-engaged. That was just a beautiful play on the side of Arrow. Now, though, we only have 30 seconds left for Team IOStux. They have to figure out this path. The ults are in their favor, just barely. They do have a mercy res, so if they can go in, they can bait out the res, try to get something out of this play.
Oh, Stake Bomb a little bit early once again. They need to work on that initiation from their Winston. Still 15 seconds left. They can reset this. They don't need to completely go in, but if anyone dies here, it's terribly. That's the Rocket Barrage. Hooked in. Oh, all right. The sleep and the hook had a weird interaction, so she didn't get hooked in. That's going to be huge, as the Rocket Barrage did get game side. There's no more Roadhog anymore. Sorry, ultimate is used. That's a little bit difficult, but countered by the Mercy Res. It's okay. Blade in the back. Beatdown Boulevard gets a lot of value out of that in the attack visor. From Jimmy John, it's just trying it out. Gets 1 kill, 2 kills, not a third though. As, that was looking really grim for the offense, but they somehow managed to take it back in the end.
Just a really nice use of trying to go in, use the Mercy Res, try to do as much damage as you can, delay for as long as possible, and then just use that res to get your number advantage back on your side. Now look at the Stake Bombs playing really far forward with Beatdown Boulevard, trying to buy as much control of this streets phase as they can. Stake Bomb's trying to retreat, but that kind of...
Ooh, look at that Flame Strike on Beatdown Boulevard. Jeez, Stake Bomb's a little bit in too deep as well, so off the back of a really, really well-aimed Flame Strike. I've got to say, though, for that last fight, there was an interesting thing that happened. So we saw that, not the last fight, the fight that took the first point, rather. Game Jammin got slept and hooked at the same time, which had a bit of a strange interaction. He fell all the way to the ground, and he didn't get hooked in, and that allowed him to live for the rest of the fight. So I thought that was a bit interesting. I'd like to see that again later on. But here we go. Dive in from Winston in the back. Gets hooked. It's a bit too early again. It just keeps happening.
Nice control of the upper area, but look at this. Arrow has just got so much control of this streets phase right now. This cart can't move forward at all. You can see everybody on Arrow knows where the enemy team is, trying to find them, trying to hunt them down up in this upper area. Everybody is looking up, forcing everybody to retreat back into spawn.
All right, 1 more minute left. The offense needs to push this. It's pretty hard to push all the way through streets phase from this side, but they do have the visor. It's all up to Wide right now. He needs to get as many kills as possible. Game Jammin could potentially get a big Rocket Barrage as well. They don't have Stake Bomb. 50 seconds remaining. They have to be passive again. There's Rocket Barrage. Thinks that she finds this spot, but just takes out the soldier. It's okay, though. That's a really long respawn time. That's a really, really long respawn time there for Jimmy John.
I think that's it right now. You can see everybody on IOStuck's team is just playing the attrition game. They know that they have the closer spawn. They know that they need to move the cart. And they know they don't have much time. But wow, that was a big Earth Shatter. Hit several people, and Nano boosted Reinhardt's just running around rampant.
It hit several people, but it did not hit the Lucio, which is what mattered. So the Lucio barrier saved everybody from the Earth Shatter. Here's the Blade. This needs to hit a lot, but it's running into a barrier of its own. Focusing on the tanks right now. Beatdown Boulevard, not finding enough value with these blades either.
10 seconds remaining on the clock. This is just turning on to sheer chaos that's happening right next to the cart. Everybody's just trying to strive and find that one necessary kill. I Shot Wabbit is back, is alive, and does have res. So this does give the team IOStucks the ability to push a little bit more aggressively.
He has res. I think he's going to look to use it very soon. This might be a... Oh, nice sleep by Keishi in the back, by the way, saving himself from the Winston. That's crucial. This Zarya ultimate. Let's see how much damage they can get off the back of it. Not enough. As everyone survives through it, all we have left is an Ana and a Zarya in MBK. He has no more bubble either. I think he's going down very shortly. There it is. We are in overtime, though, and there's one more fight remaining. Let's see if the offense can pull it back in the last hour once again.
Well, that was a nice stagger on those last 2 targets. Going to be a couple of seconds before they get up. So that means that Arrow is going to have a little bit of a man disadvantage coming into this fight. And look at this nice positioning coming out from everybody on IOStucks. Wibe's got the upper area over here next to the... And then on the other side of that, Game Jam has just got some nice air control. Everybody's just trying to fire in and get as much damage as they can. Push this card in.
That's a huge grenade. Huge grenade on double. There's another Blade. Gets one. Let's see who else he can get. Oh, it doesn't... It's... Oh, wow. He finds the Ana in the back, actually, who has slept.
They do manage to get the point to the point all the way. A minute and 30 seconds now clicked over on the clock. Team IOStucks is really rallying in these overtime pushes.
That's insane. This happened last time they were here as well. Remember on Hollywood, they had the craziest defense ever, where they held for like 5 minutes straight. Oh man, we'll have to show that in a highlight as well. But
we're 1 minute remaining now, and look at all the ultimates that are across both sides. This next fight is going to be extremely impactful. Spawn advantage is kind of neutralized.
Oh,
right now.
triple!
Big Earth Shatter.
Goodbye.
where if it's just going crazy swinging that hammer.
Somehow only kills one, but still, that's more than enough to stop this. 45 seconds remaining. The offense, they're going for it. All right, they're going for 2 pushes instead of just 1. Barrier comes out after the res. That's a lot of... game side. Let's see what we can get with this whole hog. He can potentially get a ton of damage. He has nano boost. Oh, wow. He doesn't get a single person.
Game Jamming is still on top up here with I Shot Rabbit, trying to get as much damage into the team as they can. 25 seconds on the clock. Every single spawn and death becomes so important at this point, and it's really back and forth.
Jimmy John's tack visor is coming up with huge value right now, but still, gets taken down by Beatdown Boulevard with the blade. It's all right, 10 seconds remaining. This will be the last push. 2 hooks so far by GameSci. It takes out Farah and Genji. Beautiful performance so far. 3 seconds remaining. It's all up to Mercy and Lucio to stall this for as long as possible. Game Jammin needs to hit the rockets of his life. It's going to be difficult with all these tanks on the point, though.
Graviton Surge comes out and nets everybody that just came in to spawn on Team IOSuck's team. That is just absolutely catastrophic. Wide blows Visor is trying to find some targets, just trying to find that miracle play, but everybody is on top of him, and it's just not going to work.
I've got to say, though. Yeah, exactly. I've got to say, IOSuck's team, I mean, they looked like they were going to get full health on the first point. And then they looked like they were going to get full health on the second checkpoint before even getting out of the archway. The fact that they got that far into the map after going down so hard early on is pretty phenomenal.
Just an amazing rally coming out from IOSuck's team. And with that, now a lot of pressure is being flipped over, being pushed onto Arrow. They had a really solid defense. So one of the things they can do is they can come out here. If they can get this point early, it can give them the time that they need to move through and potentially push past and complete this map and get them the advantage. But you could tell the fact that Arrow, they thought that they had control. And to be honest, I was extremely impressed with Arrow's first area of defense. They were extremely solid. You could see good communication coming out on their side. They were always adapting, always adjusting to whatever was being thrown at them. Now they have to invert that and use that on the offense. They have to set the tone of this attack.
Well, we're going to see their defensive options coming out. Looks like they have a very different plan than we saw taken by Arrow. Completely mobile and aggressive on this defense. Winston, Soldier, along with 2 more DPS heroes in Farah and Genji. They're in for the super aggro defense here on King's Row.
The counter dive defense. It's a very beautiful thing to watch if it's done well. But it puts a lot of pressure onto everybody from IOSuck. They have to make sure that they are selecting targets, because whenever you have 2 dive comps that go into each other, it can turn into sheer chaos if there isn't good communication and good target prioritization.
This might be a little bit better. We saw that Steak Bomb had a hard time timing his initiations on offense. Maybe he'll be better at it for defense. Taking a look at Arrow's offense, however, they have the 2-2-2 setup. This is pretty standard for King's Row. Instead of the 3rd DPS, you have the D.Va to control the high ground. But, D.Va, this is about a neutral matchup here. The mobile versus the half-Z composition. Steak Bomb in the back. Tries to go into supports. He has the Genji to help him out. Beat down Boulevard. But that sleep was insane. Really stopped the momentum of that dive.
This Game Jam has just got a nice control right on top of the team, just raining in rockets, not getting a lot of damage out of it. And with this, you're seeing Arrow is just being very aggressive, pushing forward. They have feet that are on the point now.
A 1v1 turned into both heroes running away. Oh, MBK actually takes out Ashao, but no more Mercy. That is so crucial. He was at 62% for this defense. Trades out, coming. It's all up to Wybe right now. He needs to get shots in. He's the main DPS right now. Only 60 health remaining. He needs to be safe.
Jimmy John has just been so much of a cornerstone. His soldier play has just been solid as we go through here. You're seeing just rockets connect, great tracking all around. He is just netting kill after kill for his team. He might not be the one that's appearing in the kill feed, but he is definitely putting out so much damage right now.
We saw that Wybe, he was doing a 1v1 with the enemy Winston, played by Wepif. Took a little bit too long to finish that off, and so died a little bit earlier than he needed to.
And this is what Arrow wanted. They wanted to come up, they wanted to get a very fast capture, and they don't want to get stalled like we saw that happen to IOSuck at the very beginning point. They want to be able to push forward, and they want to set very competitive times, give them the tools that they need to work with for Stage 3, because that's all Arrow is playing for right now. They have to be playing for the fastest time possible on Stage 3 and get to that point.
Oh, they want the momentum right now. They're burning 2 right now. Blade and Rocket Barrage here for defense from Team IOSuck. and they got it. They're definitely going to get the offense is just going to give that to you every time. But let's see if they use this pressure that they've generated. Looks like they're playing pretty passively, actually. I'd be surprised. Normally, after you burn all those ultimates for momentum on defense, you just push their spawn, but they're giving them so much room.
It looks like they're trying to control this choke point. They want to force everybody into this tight little compact area and let all of their AoE damage just go into full effect. But with that, they kind of got out-pushed on the side of this. Now we have a big fight that's happening at about 3 different points in the street space.
Nano boost on Jimmy John with no one to stop it. Here's the counter res, so it's okay. Blade by MBK though takes out iShotWabbit, probably more too. He's on a lot. He has really nice time on target. Lots of slasher are hitting. Keishi is very low but lives, and that was really good positioning on everyone from the offensive team.
GameSaya just did such a good job on just making sure Defense Matrix stayed right in line of sight of Game Jam and Sparrow Rockets. Could get very little work inside of that. Game Jam was trying to find the right angles to try to get some damage off. GameSaya was not going to allow it. 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock as we're coming around this last corner, pushing into the point for stage 2.
They need to hold him here from Team IOStucks. It's all up to this Rocket Barrage. Let's see what it can get. Game Jam choosing not to use it there, actually. MBK is going to stuff him in a little bit. Nothing got by GameSaya's self-destruct. Game Jam, he needs to let it off, but no! He missed his chance earlier, and GameSaya was there to stop him that time. iShotWabbit goes down as well. This is going to be a insane... If they hold this, it'll be insane. 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock to prevent the cart from going just maybe, what is this, 20 meters? 50 meters?
Not very far. Just
Not
right
a
before
lot.
the second turn.
It's
and look
right
at
there.
This cart's already pushing along. Again, I have to say, GameSaya has just been on point, making sure to shut down Game Jammin', trying to find some type of point. Maybe it's because the whole name thing, game versus game.
Maybe.
They're trying to figure out which one's the better of them.
There's the double dive from Stake Bomb and Beat Down Boulevard. This Blade needs to get a lot. Well, actually, they already got 2 kills, so not a lot of pressure on this Blade, but getting value out of it is okay. In fact, they might have even not needed it. They didn't get too much out of it. So without a Blade on defense here, they need to hold for 4 minutes. So they need absolutely flawless ultimate conservation. You know, they need to conserve their ultimates for as long as possible.
Well, IOStucks does have terrain advantage right now. This is a very easily defendable point. They have just a straight line of sight right onto the payload. It's whenever it kind of backs up and maneuvers back around the corners whenever they're going to have some issues repositioning. But as of right now, all of their DPS just have clear line of sights to anybody coming around that corner.
There's the double dive again. Stake Bomb. Ooh, nice sleep, but gets woken up immediately. Here's the Nano Visor. Let's see if they can actually avoid this. They can't. iShotWabbit's down. There's no resurrect. There's no way to counter this. No more but either. Stake Bomb. The last monkey left to save the card. It's not going to happen. Team Arrow will take their round in week 2.
But I do have to say, that was a magnificent rally on the attack from Team IOStucks. Just absolutely solid. You can like a lot of times morale becomes a big factor, and it's like, oh my god, guys, there's 30 seconds that we can't do anything with this. Let's just whatever, and like they don't give up, but you kind of emotionally give up. IOStucks fought tooth and nail for every single meter in their cart.
They did for sure. Up to the end there, I thought the Team IOStucks broke down a little bit, obviously, at the end, but it's hard. 4 minutes to hold that last part. Still, that offense was crazy. Going from, you know, having 30 seconds left in Streets phase at your spawn, and pushing all the way out to where they did is no small feat. So, well, good job to both teams, but congratulations to Team Arrow for the victory. We'll see if we can get them in afterwards for a little bit of ask them what happened with the match. We'll see. But we'll be right back after, well, we'll see you in a little bit after these messages.
Are you trying your hardest to climb SR, but keep losing games? Do you waste your ults every time you try to use them? Maybe you have a few heroes you want to learn, but have no idea where to start? Then you should join WaWa's Boot Camp. WaWa's Boot Camp is a Discord server with tons of pros and coaches standing by to help you become better at Overwatch. Our coaches are all volunteers with tons of great advice for people who want to get better. You'll be spectated live as you play by one of our coaches and given advice on the fly about what you're doing right and wrong.
When you get close range like that and you can't track them very well, do right-click melee combos. I cannot stress it enough.
Or you might go through a video of your performance and be given a detailed analysis of what you could do to improve.
We almost have graph soon. And this should be a big graph. This should be a huge graph here. Without a Rhine shield, you could just throw it anyway. Not exactly. Yeah, you should have used it. This is not a fight you could win. You need to engage with the Graviton when you can.
I can guarantee that you will come away feeling like you have the tools to get better at this game. But don't take my word for it. Here's some testimonials from others who have joined us. Best of all, you can get all this personalized advice for free. We do this out of our love for this game and a desire to see the community grow. So what are you waiting for? Join WaWa's boot camp today.
Hello everyone and welcome back. We just saw a phenomenal match between Team Arrow and Team IOStux. They did, well, we saw some great play from both. Remember, those teams were platinum. They had platinum players on those teams, all right? So the execution that we saw, considering the, well, what you would think the skill level should be, is just insane so far. I continue to be incredibly impressed. But remember, guys, after every single match, we're doing a giveaway, so let's do the giveaway. And for the first match, we have the Symmetra going off. The Symmetra going off. So we'll have our admins do it right now. Remember, guys, all you have to do is just have to say anything in chat. If you say anything in chat, then, well, you get it. You get an entry. And so, yeah, we'll have the admins do it right now, and then we'll tell you who wins in just a bit. But for now, it looks like we have Keishi and Wepif, players who were on Team Arrow. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm doing pretty good.
Just pretty good? You guys just did a really good job on nice defense and a very strong attack point. You should be, like, super excited. Be pumped.
I mean, to be honest, I think we played really bad.
Why do you say that?
Like, we honestly could have full held them, but we just, like, made tiny errors, and we just, like, didn't communicate. We're like, oh. To be honest, we should have just, like, 3-0'd, and then that would be the wrap. But we just kind of made little tiny errors and paid for it.
Well, what kind of errors did you guys see? Let's see some of this coaching kick into effect and see what all you guys noticed.
Well, see, at first, I didn't really, like, counter any ults. Like, I didn't sleep the Genji when he was ulting. I slept the fire a couple times, but they managed to get picks off at that point. And then after that, we held up far at gate, so that way they couldn't really get any push as long as we were contesting load. So that way we managed to fit in, like, 3 fights during street space. And we also, at the end, though, it was an OT. But we did a grab, but our Zarya didn't know that everyone else was dying. So we just kind of wasted grav, and we had to reset street space and then contest at, like, near end.
Yeah, I don't think I was on my A game either. I kind of got flustered in fights and, like, lost my train of thought, and I just was kind of panicking. So yeah.
Yeah,
we just
yeah, because you guys looked super strong on the first point. We saw went pretty long down to overtime, and then it just, well, the point was taken just like that, even though it looked like it was going to be a full hold.
Yeah.
So did that, and then Streets Phase was the same thing. It was 30 seconds, and it looked like it was going to be a full hold, push through again. So, but still, you guys did great. It's good to nitpick, though. It is good to nitpick. But as far as your overall teamwork, though, you thought that it was lower than usual?
Yeah, I don't think we don't really have much experience playing into dive defense. Like, it's usually always deathball that we're playing into when we're diving. So that was kind of, for me, kind of like, as the main tank as Winston, I didn't really know who to jump, really.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, it becomes kind of a chaos effect whenever you have 2 dive teams going against each other, because you have to. It really forces a lot of communication, like what you were talking about. You have to really focus, like, okay, we're going to jump in, and you got to know that the Winston and their divers are going to jump into your squishies. So it becomes a race of essentially whose squishies can survive the longest or kill the other teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a lot of our mentality though, playing against the dive was to focus the monkey, which we did. But then it just turned into like this chaos effect where we had to focus the Pharos in the air. We had to get like all this priority of like, okay, first we get monkey, then we get mercy, then we get Pharah, and make sure to get the Genjis on our supports, and it's like it just keeps on doing the snowball effect.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, we played around it and adapted. So.
Yeah, well,
I thought it was a really solid performance all around. I mean, sure, you didn't get the first point hold, which is what you were aiming for, but you did manage to hold before the end of the third point. And you had a very strong attack phase, specifically that last set of pushes coming into stage 3.
So on King's Row, so did you execute is that the only strat you practiced for King's Row? Were you like, okay, this is our strat, you've been practicing for a while? Or did you have a couple different things in mind going in?
We ran like 6 different comps for King's Row.
We've been scrimming King's Row for like the past like 4 scrims, probably, like mostly King's Row, and we've tried like triple tank Hanzo, like on attack and stuff, dive Hanzo, triple DPS dive. We tried like 6 comps.
We tried pharmacy comps, regular dive, just like dive with Diva, death ball with just a tracer, death ball with just a lot of different things, and we just kept on experimenting.
Yeah.
In the end, we were
DPS.
So
that's what a big part of it comes down to, is kind of figuring out your style and what you have to do. So that's why running all of those comps probably gave you an idea of what everybody's strengths and weaknesses were, so that we could try to run the best comp that you could. Moving forward, do you think that you're going to add a lot more diversity into your comp stylings, or is this kind of something that you've become very comfortable with?
I think we're definitely able to play a lot of different comps. Like we're not discouraged to run the pharmacy. We're not afraid to run 3 DPS. We're not afraid to run death ball. I think in the end we can run all these different comps. It's just a matter of like we really need to pull it out in the situation, because no one's really given us that sort of like motive to like, okay, we need to swap to this now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed you just stuck on the same thing the entire time. So do you think you are flexible if someone were to, if you were to hit a brick wall, do you guys feel comfortable swapping off to something else?
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
All right,
definitely.
Good. And so, how have you been liking the coaching so far? We talked a little bit last week. A lot of players were saying, "Hey, it was a great experience. It's been super awesome." So, I don't think we asked you guys though. How's your experience been getting coaching from, these
Ticketing Arrow?
Yeah, from Ticketing Arrow, from these top level coaches. Has it been? How has it been?
I'd say it's really good. Ticketing and Arrow are both really down to earth, and they understand that we're in high school, so we can't always stay committed to the game as per usual.
Yeah.
We're also like, I feel really comfortable talking around both Arrow and Ticketing, because like we're kind of just like huge memers, so we can just like say a bunch of jokes and it's like it won't even matter. I mean, we're high school kids, so
yeah.
Communication is important. Whenever you can just open up everything through memes, it allows everything.
Yeah,
all of it just flows so easily.
Brothers,
that's what they should incorporate into Overwatch. You should just be able to send memes to your team through chat and be like, so everybody understands what's going to happen next.
Toxicity gone. Just everyone would find world peace through memes. Actually, there we go. World peace in general. Overwatch. Why stop there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ticketing has definitely opened up a lot of things that I haven't seen while playing the game that I can definitely open up to. Like, I didn't know certain things that he showed us during our coaching that like, oh wow, that's an option that I could do. Like, wow, I never thought of like playing the game like this.
Yeah, it's definitely made me as an individual a better player. Like now when I solo queue, it's like I just kind of pull my hair out at what my team does and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of like a coin flip when you're playing solo queue compared to playing on a team.
It's definitely a lot different as well. Like the way you play in solo queue to excel is not necessarily the same way you play in a team. You have to focus on different things. But have your skill ratings gone up in general? Like I know you've been mostly focusing on the team probably, so you haven't had as much time to solo queue as you normally do. But have you been doing that, and have you seen improvement in that regard?
Yeah, we actually have. We've been six queuing in comp, and we've been climbing quite a bit, like since the coaching started. So
Yeah, we've been starting to go against a lot more high
Last
level
year,
like GM diamond teams.
Well, I've
So
got to
that's
say,
definitely good.
you guys looked pretty good. You guys looked like probably a high master level team today, which is pretty phenomenal considering you guys started. I think what was your average SR when you first started?
Police. So
It
to give
was-
perspective, yeah, we were at like 2,910, but like I think now we've like increased to like 3.5K just off of like training, starting to dedicate ourselves more to the game and putting in that practice.
Yeah.
Just 600 points, no big deal. Just like 600
That's
points. in a week
crazy,
or
yeah.
two. That's fine. Nah.
Most players struggle to get that increase. I don't know, in several seasons, let alone what was this? Maybe a quarter of a season, not even.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, congratulations to you. Well, we'll see you next week for sure. Any parting words?
Ticket teeth thick.
I like cute.
All right.
Well, I can see Ticketty's in chat over here, so Ticketty will appreciate the compliment.
I'm sure
Okay.
you will.
All right.
All right, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, you
Good luck
too.
next week.
See ya.
All right, guys. So next up, we had a little bit of a change in the schedule because, like I said, one of the games was postponed. This game is Team Moostis versus Team Struck.
And Team Moostis and Struck are teams that we, again, both saw last week. Moostis consists of Dinky, Sato, Zig, Lemon, Ty VP, and Ayak. Whereas on the other side, Struck's team isn't fully in here yet, but we've got Sensei Dave, Rockin' My Dome, and Exalted, and Blade 69.
Yes. And also, let's say congratulations to Tickety. Hey, Tickety won, Tickety won the giveaway.
Tickety won the
that?
giveaway. What?
Yeah.
It's like Tickety's day to day.
I
Tickety gets
know.
all the things. Gets the win. Gets is that which pop figure is that? Is that the Reinhardt? Because if so, I have to.
The
give
Symmetra,
Tickety
I
now.
think.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Tickety, we're still cool then.
Yeah. Well, that's his reward for winning, I guess. Twitch favors him. But so we have more giveaways coming up, guys. We have 3 more things to give away. We have 2 more pop figures and a mechanical keyboard. Ooh, to give away after the last match. So look forward to those. We'll be giving away another pop figure after this between Moostis and Struck. I'll put up the schedule now. Remember that the Baby Bay versus 2K, that match is going to be postponed. Right now we're on Struck versus Moose. And then next up we have the Legit RC and Buffalo game. And it should be pretty fun. But we're going to be starting up the match pretty soon. Now, we were talking to the players, and they seemed pretty down, actually. They were like, hey, we did bad. We did awful. But I think that it's a good sign. That means you're definitely improving, right? If you play the game. So here's the thing. I can always tell immediately when someone is going to improve or if they have high potential versus someone who has maybe not the correct mindset to improve at this time, right? If someone plays and they say, hey, I played so well and I don't know how I lost. Is there some sort of trick that I can do to maybe get better? Then that player will have a hard time improving. But if you come out of your game and you say, I played awful, if you come out of your game and you're like, I played the worst game of my life, I played terrible, that means that you're improving.
Means that you're getting the sight. You can see where the problems are existing. You know where you want to improve. You know where you have that desire. Like, it's exactly, you see all of these things that are like 10 easy tricks to make sure that you like end up in GM. There's just no easy path there. It's like everything in life. It takes work. It takes you analyzing. It takes you understanding your mistakes and trying to grow off of those mistakes. So it's actually really good that we're seeing teams that are coming in and being like, even though we saw Arrow do very well inside that match, go, no, we could have done better. We could have done this. We could have done this. We could have done this. And that shows a lot for the coaching styles as well and what they're trying to, like, what they're teaching their players. These are players with 600 SR increases in a couple of weeks that are going, no, we can still do more. And that lets you know that they're definitely learning the ins and outs of the game.
They definitely have the coach certainly put them up to a high standard, right? I'm sure that Tickety and Arrow, they are kind of comparing these guys to what we would call real teams, right? Like semi-pro or amateur or even maybe professional at times teams, where it's like, hey, you know, this is a crisp execution. This is how you need to do it, right? And so when you're always comparing yourself to the top level play, you're always gonna feel bad. You're always gonna see like, oh, I did so bad. I was watching the Athena Cup, and you know, Rocket Esports, they did it this way, and you know, EG, they did it this way, and I was watching a pro match, and Envious, look at their execution. That's nothing compared to what we're doing. But as long as it's kind of depressing to think of it this way, right? But as long as you're always thinking of yourself like that, you'll always be improving. Kind of the day that you come out of a game, you're like, yeah, we were awesome. We were really good that game. We were the best, is the day that you stop improving. That being said, there are some times, I think, Matrym, where, like, for example, if a team were to win this entire tournament, they can kick back and be like, yeah, I did okay, I think, you know? Oh, Matrym, you're muted. Unmute your mic, man.
Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. But that's a big part of like growth, and that just extends to everything in life, not just Overwatch. You know, take your successes, be proud of your successes, but always know you can do better and strive for better. And that's a big part of just everything, not just Overwatch. So it's great to see like all of these players growing, not just as players, but as people, and hopefully they can translate these skills and use them for everything in life. That would be phenomenal. And just as a heads up, if you guys haven't participated yet, there's a whole bunch of great coaches that can teach you stuff like this in WaWa's Bootcamp Discord. If you haven't joined yet, hit !Discord and make sure that you join that. It's a great group of people. Everybody's super welcoming. Everybody's really nice. It's one of the best Discords that I found for Overwatch, so please make sure you guys participate inside.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's I've got to say, I've been so impressed, and I can't believe I haven't mentioned it yet, right? But I've been so impressed with the guys at WaWa's Bootcamp Discord. And this is not like a commercial. This is not an infomercial. We're not selling you anything, guys. So this is all it is. Just in case you aren't aware, WaWa's Bootcamp, it's a Discord server, and it just has tons of very high level coaches, GM level. There's pros in there. You know, there's all sorts of great coaches. There's staff, and WaWa himself and all of his staff, has just does such a phenomenal job. It's so easy. All you do is you go in, you get a coach, say, hey guys, I want a coach. You follow the instructions, you get the coach you need, you get coached, you get good. And that's as simple as it is. And they're so organized. So good. It's really phenomenal seeing a community group come together like that.
Who would have thought a group of coaches would be extremely organized? Makes sense in my brain.
True. I guess so, right? It's like going a bunch of accountants throwing a party or something, right? Everything is, how many bags of chips do we need? Well, we have 10 people, and I think on average a person eats maybe 0.34 chips. So if we do all the math, I'm an accountant myself, so I know how these parties work, man. It's really the attention to detail is really strict. So I imagine it's the same way. Here. But yeah, just wanted to give a big shout out there, because for sure, this is put on by WaWa's Bootcamp, and me as Skyline, the individual, not just as the caster here for this event, definitely would recommend it. Whenever anyone messages me saying like, hey, I need you to help me with this, and it's a really, really complicated, long thing, I say, hey, you know what? Go over there. They got you covered. So absolutely. And we'll be getting to the next match in pretty soon, guys. It's scheduled in about 15 to 20 minutes. But once again, if you stick around, we do have some giveaways available. We still have a McCree and a Reinhardt pop figure to give away, and a mechanical keyboard for the last match as well. So that should be super exciting. We'll be right back, though. Matt,
I was just going to say, before we go to break, just remember the fact that we did try to move forward the schedule, so we're just waiting on one last player. So it might not be the full 15 to 20 minutes. Once we get a hold of this last player, because we had to reschedule everything because that one team that couldn't play today. So that's why everything's being moved forward just a little bit. So don't worry, guys. We should be getting into game relatively soon.
Oh, yeah, relatively soon. We have one more player to come in. It's scheduled to be later on, but we are moving up the schedule, like I said before. But yeah, and we'll also show that week 1 recap again, because that's pretty sweet. But we'll be right back, guys. We'll be right back.
Are you trying your hardest to climb SR, but keep losing games? Do you waste your ults every time you try to use them? Maybe you have a few heroes you want to learn, but have no idea where to start? Then you should join WaWa's Boot Camp. WaWa's Boot Camp is a Discord server with tons of pros and coaches standing by to help you become better at Overwatch. Our coaches are all volunteers with tons of great advice for people who want to get better. You'll be spectated live as you play by one of our coaches and given advice on the fly about what you're doing right and wrong.
When you get close range like that and you can't track them very well, do right-click melee combos. I cannot stress it enough.
Or you might go through a video of your performance and be given a detailed analysis of what you could do to improve.
You almost have graph soon. And this should be a big graph. This should be a huge graph here. Without a Rhine shield, you could just throw it anyway. Not exactly. Yeah, you should have used it. This is not a fight you could win. You need to engage with the Graviton when you can.
I can guarantee that you will come away feeling like you have the tools to get better at this game. But don't take my word for it. Here's some testimonials from others who have joined us. Best of all, you can get all this personalized advice for free. We do this out of our love for this game and a desire to see the community grow. So what are you waiting for? Join WaWa's Boot Camp today.
A very strong, standardized dive comp. It's going to consist of Winston, Diva, Ring Pharmacy in there, as well as Tracer and Lucio to polish everything off.
Those two teams. The defending team is definitely a little bit of a hybrid, you know, something we don't normally see on Hollywood. 7 health, he has to coordinate a little bit. Winston dives in. He's on the Ana. Tracer's on her as well. That's terrible. Zelda goes down very early on with no Ana. This is rough. Fire as well as Zenyatta goes down. The soldier, the back line is in just such disarray. There's no one there for the peel for them. The Roadhouse couldn't quite get back there in time, and that's going to be it very, very quickly. Find the shots.
Now have the Lucio and the Ana that are providing support. It's just throwing really far back in the back, just trying to keep this Lucio alive. It's just two supports that are just trying to buy as much time up as this clock as they can. There's only 10 seconds left, and this cart maybe has to go another 15 meters.
This is insane. Matrym Wide did such a good job of equalizing this a little bit more for the attackers. Beat down Boulevard, has the blade, trying to go for the Ana. You can see it through the wall. No, Ana actually takes him down. 1v2 against the Winston. Ana player takes down the Blade and Genji. That is massive. I shot Wabbit with the res. It's a solo res just on this Pharah. Pharah has Barrage. Let's see what she can find with that. But still, this is just absolutely insane. Rocket Barrage gonna get 1-2. Diva Mech.
I'm trying best to keep everybody off this cart, trying to track everybody, get everybody down. Lumero's coming in. This has been a really long overtime at this point.
Crazy.
If anybody steps off of this cart, for anybody on the attackers, that means that this is going to be over. But look at how many bodies they have now. It's just boys.
Lucio didn't get the barrier off. That's decisive. If he had just been able to live for 1 more second, he would have had the barrier. That would have been so amazing. Toro and Exosturm left on Winston, because Winston's going down so quickly, though. Only 150 health left. No healers for him. He's still alive. The healing comes in from Lucy, though. He also has the barrier. Break it down. Double kill from Kurju's ultimate. That was the craziest hold I've seen in a long time, Matrym. They have that going for them. But be a Graviton. We'll have to see. Normally, teams would be taking dives.
8 seconds.
Oh, sleep gets canceled. Canceled, but triple Earthshatter. Only 1 second remaining. Somebody needs to get up to the point. No!
Wow, that was such a good job of body blocking.
I can't. Attackers, this might be the push they need. Oh no, no soldier anymore. Means that this Pharah Ahab can go absolutely bonkers, do whatever he wants. Rocket Barrage comes out. I think the Resurrect came out on the soldier. Yes, it did. Let's see just a couple more shots onto this Pharah. No! Denied.
Jeffro blows the transcendence, making sure everybody is absolutely topped off. Rock is trying to get a kill onto Ricky, but just can't quite pull it off, and that's going to be a full-on wipe now for the attackers. So
hello everyone, welcome back to WaWa's Bootcamp Amateur Rising. Right now we're going to get into round 2 pretty soon, but in the meantime, we actually have an additional giveaway. Just, you know, an extra one. Why not? Why not?
Oh, and it's for the beautiful and glorious Reinhardt figure.
The Reinhardt one. It's the best.
Everybody type R-E-I-N, as in Reinhardt, Rhyme, and get your chances in. All you have to do is just type it once, and then that gives you your ability to potentially win this.
Yes.
So, Skyline, there's a lot of stuff going on in the Overwatch world right now. Specifically, we had the anniversary event just kick off. And with all this talk of like favorite Reinhardt and everything else like that, made me think, what are like some of your favorite skins or things that came in the new update?
The new update. Well, you know, Matrym, I always like to wait until the end of the event to open all my loot boxes all at once. But
that's right. You have like some ridiculous amount, like a bazillion.
I have 400 and something loot boxes. I'm up to the 400s, but I really want I think the Lucio skin is sick. Actually, all the skins are amazing, by the way. All the skins are amazing. I like how the Lucio skin actually changes his music to like the jazz. That's really cool. For if you want a little bit more classy, more class in your Lucio play, right? I think that the Symmetra one looks cool. I think that, man, they all look cool. They all look so good. But personally, the Lucio one I think is the most extreme, the coolest.
See, I broke down earlier today, and I was just like, "That's it. I've got like 25,000 gold. I'm just gonna buy everything that I want." So I went through and I was like, "Got all the dances, got all the skins that I hadn't got yet. So who cares at this point?" And yeah, I have to admit, like the dances are what I needed. Like I come from like MOBA worlds where anytime you do something, you're like supposed to dance and like, show off or be a little BM. I needed it specifically as supports, just so that way you can stand on like payloads and just sit there and like jam out while you're going.
I have a pretty weak BM game, I'm not gonna lie. Like my BM game is very, very, very weak, so I don't usually utilize the emotes and the dances and stuff. On Ana, like the most I could ever accomplish on Ana is, because you know how when you sleep someone with the Halloween Ana, you can like throw the candy on them and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's cool, but I just the most I can ever do is like a voice line. That's all I ever have the mental presence to do. So I don't really get as much value out of the dances and stuff, but they do look cool. They do look super cool.
See, I have like playful BM. I'm not like that guy that's just like, let me spray all the time and do stuff like that. But like if I hit like a sleep dart with Ana or something like that, and it's like the last person left, I have like this little victory dance that I do where I'll run up and I'll like look down and then like look up, so where it looks like I'm doing like a little dance going in a circle around the person that I slept. Always makes me happy. But now I have full-on dances I can do.
For sure. I think that, well, it's just a cool event. I also, you know what I like? I like the new maps. I like the new 1v1 modes. I just grind them. So I've always been the guy who, especially because I used to play MOBAs all the time, I was the guy where if someone was BMing me or if someone was, trash talking or something, I'd always be like, 1v1 me. 1v1 me right now, dude. 1v1 mid only, first blood. I was that guy. And so I'm really into 1v1. The new 1v1 mode where you can actually choose the hero, so it's not always the mirror hero. So you get a lot more different matchups. Plus, there's 3 new maps, so you get all that variety in the scenarios. I really like it. For 3v3, it's cool too. For people who play 3v3, in fact, for teams who play competitive 3v3, I'm sure that's pretty interesting.
I'm really excited about the 3v3 maps, and naturally Horizon, that's on the horizon, no pun intended, well, kind of intended, but that map looks very, very interesting. I'm glad that we're finally going to be able to like go up to the moon, because that's been the map that everybody's really excited about. And then like this low gravity zone seems like really cool and has a lot of potential for some neat stuff to happen with it.
I haven't tried that yet, but I really want. I've had people messaging me because we do like fun casts and stuff. We do just fun community casts over at my stream sometimes, and everyone's super excited. Just like, hey, we gotta do a fun cast with low gravity. We gotta do it. No gravity. Gotta do the moon base one. I'm like, okay, I gotta go. So I have to go check it out at some point.
Well, the fun thing about it is like I think that I saw something on the main Overwatch subreddit the other day, a GIF where surprise, saw a GIF on the main Overwatch subreddit, but it was like a low gravity Nepal match where like Winston ran over there, Primal Rage bounced him up in the air, and then while McCree was up in the air, he just like blows Deadeye and just hits and knocks down everybody while he's like floating slowly back down to the ground. Those types of things I can look forward to. Like I love really random style things like that.
I think that, yeah, I do like the random stuff. Like I said, I have to go check out the map. I can't believe I haven't checked it out yet. I've just been so busy the past couple days. But So what's up with the low gravity thing? Is it one portion of the map, or is the entire map low grav?
One section of the map. Like there's an
Okay.
airlock that you can go out of before one of the points, and it gives you low gravity. That way you can make different approaches and stuff like that into the map. Now it's also going to be a custom feature that you can enable on all maps, and I think that for like a week is what they said, that there's going to be like a special playlist that you can go select, or all like you just go through the maps in rotation, then all of them are on low gravity.
Yeah, I see. Cool. Well, we had, as far as our events have gone, though, the brawls. Of course, recently we had the Uprising one. So we also had the Halloween one where, you know, the team versus computers type of thing, like the PV. What do you MMO people call it? PVE, yeah, PVE, the PVE ones. For future brawls, you think more PVE would be cool, or do you think I'm not sure. I think I'm okay with the PVE for now. I want to see some more like Lucio ball type of thing.
Well, we're sneaking back up on the summer games. I mean, if they're going to do that type of thing yearly, we don't know. Like the summer games might be like once every 2 years or something like that to mirror the Olympics.
They're supposed to start
summer
cycling.
games. The summer games happened late in the summer, if I remember. Well, actually, about midpoint through the summer, like July.
Yes.
So we'll start having those yearly events start showing back up. So potentially see Lucio Ball again, which I thought was fun. Sure, okay, it's Overwatch Rocket League. I don't care. It was a blast, and I loved it. And maybe see Junkenstein's Revenge. I kind of enjoy the PvE events. It's like a nice, like refreshing breather on playing the game in a different way.
Oh yeah.
So as long as we get new things like that, it doesn't matter to me if it's PvE or PvP. Even if it's just like something where they reintroduce like low gravity, or they bring in capture the flag, or they give us something along those lines to play with, I'm perfectly fine. Just give me more variants and I'm happy.
Variant's pretty good. As far as the game goes, though, because we're playing some competitive games here, there were a few balance changes. And I actually have those here. So they super insanely buffed McCree's ultimate. Did you see that?
No.
Oh yeah. There's some balance changes on the PTR. So McCree's Deadeye, it used to take a second for it to begin locking on. You'd be like, it's high noon, bring up your gun, and then you would start to lock on after 1 second of the animation. They changed that to only 0.2 seconds. So it's like almost instant now. So you're like, it's high noon, and immediately start locking on, right? And also, the damage over the first second was quadrupled. So it used to be the first second you would charge up 20 damage. Now you charge up 80 damage. So you can just like bring it up and instantly shoot for 80 damage, basically. In like, you know,
that's
a second.
That's refreshing, and that was needed, because sure, there was like the all-in McCree meta that happened towards the launch of towards the launch of Overwatch. But since then, his ult has been just in a really bad place, and it's predominantly just uses zoning. Like it's high noon, and right as soon as he does it, like everybody just leaves, and it's like, okay, we just bought like 5 seconds where nobody's pressuring the payload, and that's about it. So to actually have some aggressive use from it again will be so instrumental, and maybe make him a lot more viable than he's been.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think they didn't increase the damage overall. The damage is exactly the same after the first second. It's just that it starts charging sooner, and that first second has more damage. So, no, like, you know, when you bring it up and you just pop it off, it does no damage. So now you can bring it up, pop it off, and it does 80 at the very least.
Skyline. We have the last person that has finally arrived.
He's here. Well, let's let him get settled in. There's a couple more balance changes that we can talk about. Just two more. So Reaper, this is my favorite change, like, in so long. I love this change. Reaper no longer drops soul orbs that make no sense. Instead, he just has 20% life leech. That's insane.
So you don't even have to kill anybody.
20% life leech
damage. Oh, Roadhog, you just became a healing battery.
That's the biggest buff. That's such a big buff, dude. 20% life leech flat. Now he jumps into a fight, and because his guns do like 280 DPS or something like that, especially up against a Roadhog, you're healing for like 60. It's just insane. It's going to be really hard to kill a Reaper now, I think, in the middle of the fight. It might even be too strong.
it gives Reaper the ability to make use of positioning, because that's always Reaper's downside, is the fact that he's slow and he has to specifically maneuver into a fight. So now he's being rewarded for getting into the fight and actually starting to do damage, which is what his job is supposed to be. So it makes complete sense. And to be honest, the Soul Orb thing was always kind of weird anyway, because then that made it like, wait, does that mean that Overwatch fully embraces the fact that there are souls and all the lore people would just
I saw people
just leave that all alone.
Yeah, people were a little bit sketched up by the souls, like plus Bastion drops a soul. What's up with that? Maybe it's the bird's soul when you kill Bastion.
Oh, that makes me really sad.
I
now,
know.
Skyline.
Yeah, that's.
Why did you have to say that?
I'm sorry. All right.
Good thing that that's no longer a mechanic. Otherwise, every time I kill Bastion, I would be like, oh.
That's not Bastion. That's the bird, man. Roadhog also got a slight change. His head hitbox has been reduced very slightly. Man, whatever. His scrap gun has another bullet in it, another bullet in the clip. So he has 5 bullets instead of 4, and so he does less damage. He does 30% less damage, but 30% increased fire rate. That's a straight nerf to the gun, because it reduces his one-shot potential. I don't even know if he can one-shot people anymore. I would have to test that, actually. I don't know if he can one-shot people anymore.
Now you're gonna make me wonder. Sounds like after this, you and me are gonna go jump into some custom matches and see what's gonna happen. Play with some of this stuff.
We're definitely gonna do that. So I might even make a video about the new Roadhog. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll have to jump into a custom game. I'm really interested to see how that pans out. If anybody in the chat has any more insights on the Roadhog nerf, for sure, let us know. But we're in the game Matrym. These two teams have started up. So, well, let's get into it. Moostis versus Struck.
Oh, yes. And here we go. On both sides, we have Dinky, Sato, Zig, Lemon, Ty VP, and Ayak, Sensei Dave, Brock in My Dome, Exalted, Blade 6'9", Drolan, and Smoothhayen. That's kind of fun to say. Smoothhayen.
Smoothhayen.
You got to go all German with it. Although that's probably not the way you're supposed to say it, but that's the way I'm going to say it because it sounds like angry German.
Could be Smoothhagen.
Smoothhagen. Smoothhagen. Smoothhagen.
Smoothhagen.
Yeah, Smoothhagen could be Swedish then, right? Smoothhagen.
Could be.
And there we go. We've got everybody coming out on the side of Moostis, running a fairly standard comp. We're seeing triple tank with Soldier, which we were seeing earlier. Anna and Lucio, just very stalwart, standard defense. Nothing special, nothing surprising.
Yeah, they are opting to run the D.Va instead of the Zarya, which is good. I do like this. Generally, when you watch professional play, you do see the D.Va favored here on King's Row, because the issue is, if the attackers can get on the high ground and take control of that with this traditional triple tank with a Zarya, it's really, really hard to actually go and pressure them off of it. So the D.Va will give them additional high ground presence. Meanwhile, on the attack, we have, well, lots of dive with a Zarya.
I was going to say, in addition to that, D.Va's very, very strong against Pharah, and Pharmacy has just been making such a strong comeback. Specifically in this event, we've seen it to be very, very dominant. So bringing out the D.Va and just kind of soaking up some of those rockets the best you can gives you a little bit more leeway on the defensive side. And with this, we're starting to see a little bit of kind of slapping each other. Nobody's really going full ham yet, just trying to get in some damage, a little bit of tick here and there, looking for those specific picks. And with this, Winston
there
jumps
it is.
straight in. Brock
Oh, nice sleep, though. With the charge, beautiful. Beautifully done by defense. Perfectly executed, but the offense still trying to get something done. Blade in the back on Tracer. Not finding too much not finding too much as far as the supports are concerned, though. There is no Winston right now, but nice job by Smoothhagen. One more rocket. No, he needs to reload. Needs to hit one more of the Anna. There we go. No more Anna, no more Soldier. Those are the two most essential players on this defensive team composition. All we have left is a Lucio, who's going to be going down in just a second. 2 health. That's going to be it for him. Zig, the only one left alive, and not for long, as the attackers, with 3 minutes left on the clock, going to go up to 4 minutes and 30 seconds. It's going to take the point relatively quickly.
That was just a really nice reinitiation that came out from Struck. They jumped in. We saw the Winston instantly got slept. Brock in My Dome was taking a little nap right as soon as he came in. He goes down, and everybody starts pushing in from the defense, trying to push into the attackers. Right as soon as that happened, we had Tracer go back and just make an absolute chaotic mess in the back, distract everybody, and the moment everybody turned to look at Tracer, the rest of the team just wholeheartedly jumped in and got those kills, specifically on the back of a lot of really nice rockets from Smooth.
Well, let's see what they do now. Pushing up. Smooth does have Rocket Barrage. Combo, actually, this is a big combo. Zarya ultimate with Pharah ultimate. They also have the Zenyatta Transcendence to protect everyone. There we go. It gets Lemon, Denki, it gets everybody. That might be a triple kill through the barrier. There it is, triple kill through the Lucio barrier. Yeah, Lucio barrier pretty strong, but doesn't stop a full rocket barrage, unfortunately.
Zig, the last person alive, finally goes down, and this cart's going to make its way. This is going to be a very, very strong time. I don't know if the defenders are going to have a chance to really come out here. Everybody's rallying up, getting right next to Lucio. He's trying to get everybody sped out as fast as they can. This cart is just booking along, and look at this positioning we're seeing from everybody on the side of Struck. They're coming out trying to buy as much time as they can.
Look how low that Ana got. That was almost a massive play by Brock and Udome. But seeing Earth Shatter gets a couple. Not too much. Charge will kill Lucio, but trades out. So trading a Reinhardt for Lucio, maybe not super amazing, but still, the self-destruct will almost certainly slow down the attackers a little bit, but TVIP, he gives up his life for it. Some sloppy play we're seeing from defense. Tanks giving up their lives when they don't have to. Denki is so low. One more rocket will do it. Let's see if he can find it right now. Smooth gets it. Takes out Saito as well. This offense, it's 5 minutes left. This is so much momentum.
Look how far forward they're pushing. They're pushing all the way back to the spawn doors. Rocket My Dome is just not letting people come out. They're using the spawn doors as a form of choke to just keep this cart moving along. 4 minutes and 45 seconds and maybe 10 meters. Everybody from the defenders finally makes it out and starts trying to contest this cart.
This attack visor needs to go absolutely huge. It's through the Transcendence, though. He managed to get a couple players who aren't inside of it, but still, this offense is, well, looks like they only have a couple. Oh, that is a huge healing grenade. Anti-heal grenade. Hits 2. Hits both Brock and Udome and the Lucio player. They're still in it, though. Smooth going nuts with the barrier. They're committing to this. They want this right now. Smooth at 54%. If he gets a rocket barrage, he could potentially clear this out. He needs to hit some more rockets, though. A couple directs there. One more direct. We'll have to see. Still very even. Oh, not with the Zarya ultimate, though. I think that's it.
Graviton Surge buys them those last couple of meters that they so needed. 4 minutes and 4 seconds on the clock. That was an absolutely crazy time to put up.
That is just about one of the fastest times you can get on King's Row, period. Really insane. It's going to be hard to beat that.
That was just an absolute, like, strong push the whole way through. Streets phase was fairly just, I don't think the cart managed to stop. I really liked what we saw coming out of the attackers there, where they played whenever they were trying to get into stage 2 and trying to capture the point. They had everybody push so far forward into stage 3. It bought them the time. We saw Zig throw out an Earth Shatter to try to make sure to, like, stop everybody and try to get to the cart. But it was just those, like, little uses of ultimates here and there, and inopportune points for the defenders that bought them so much space.
I thought that, I mean, that was just a slaughter. That was some seriously, I just thought it was so, like, Moos's team just did such a good job of actually carrying their momentum through. They didn't make any wasted actions. They didn't make any wasted efforts. They just did what they had to do, and they did it. And that's one of the key things. I think it's very easy when you're doing that well in offense to just drop it. You know, just drop a couple fights, make a couple misplays, but they didn't. They just perfected that all the way through.
I think a big factor inside this that we were naturally talking about was Smooth. Smooth was just really great on that fair. Made a switch over to Reaper now, so this is going to be kind of interesting. Leaning into a lot more close range damage. Willing to bet that they're expecting a dive comp to come in, so as everybody, like, as the Winston dives in, it's probably going to be Smooth's role to try to target down these close range people that are going to be jumping into the supports.
We'll have to see now. Moostis putting on an absolutely phenomenal showing on offense. Let's see if Struck can match it. Lemon on Widowmaker. Widowmaker has been, you know, a hero that people play on King's Row. This might stay. Yep, and indeed it does stay. Let's see what he can find.
But he's positioning, just trying to find a spot. Right as soon as they jump in, sleep dart, everybody just circles around. Sato, run! No, you are not going to be able to run out of that. That was just a really nice combination of CC tools and making sure that D.Va just doesn't get to play Overwatch.
Oh, maybe ahead? We find it maybe? Oh, just barely. Hits a neck, but next shot isn't quite good enough. Lemon needs to start finding some shots here for him to be worth it.
Everybody's pushing in, just trying to get some damage in on Brock My Dome. Trying to get that shield down. That's a big factor inside this.
Exalted on the side. Just keeps getting these hooks. They can't let him do that. We've seen teams time and time again just die to the flanking Roadhog and not find an answer to it. Smooth is on the Reinhardt too, so this is pretty much the ultimate sneaky flanky team, where the Reaper is gonna just be on the side trying to backstab you. The Roadhog's gonna be on the side trying to backstab you. Even Blade, we look on the side, backstabs Lemon. So we really need to be, the map awareness needs to be there for the attacking team.
And yeah, the defenders right now are just doing such a solid job getting controls of specific points. You can see specifically around the lobby, they have a lot of control that's coming out. God, Exalted is just so crazy right now with those hooks. That's like the level of tilt back that can come out. Whenever every single time you press in and the Roadhog hits hook after hook, it can just start to wear on your soul and start tearing you down. It's got to be a lot of effort for the attackers to really try to push in. They are coordinating.
Dangerous.
It's their moment to go in.
Here we go. Anti-heal gets 2. Tvip in the back kills Smooth as well. No more Reaper here for the defending team. This Tranquility is going to do quite a bit. Triple! Quadruple even, I think, in the back. Earth Shatter takes out Tvip. Still in this, though, as we see Reinhardt bursting through. That was a really insane Earth Shatter. I think that might have saved the point.
Saito's just the last person left, using the speed to try to get away, get back over next to the Ana, get some health back up. 1 minute 45 seconds. Every single one of these fights just ticks more and more time off the clock. So that way, even if we do see somebody from Moostis actually do come up, get this point, and really start pushing aggressively, they're still going to have to compete against these 4 minutes that are on the clock. So you have to try to make sure that you're getting this as effectively as possible, and you have the time to play with for the later pushes.
Rockany Dome did get nailed by a Tracer Bomb. Very low right now. He gets the charge out, takes out Zig. Wow, so much utility he got out for having like 50 health that entire time. Still the Lucio barrier. This might be the offensive shot to get this. Let's see if Tvip can land the shots. He lands it on the Reaper. Gets taken out immediately. Nice shot by Sensei Dave. Very fitting name, by the way, also, considering the hero he's playing. Lemon in the back. Oh, backstab by Exalted. Man, this guy's everywhere.
He's just such a threat. And look at this. We've just seen so many different threat types come out from this team. We've seen Smooth playing absolutely a phenomenal play with Projectile. Look at all the time that's being bought right now on this. This is not taking over. Smooth comes in.
Oh,
that's awesome. Doesn't really get much out of it though. Is this gonna cause the trickle in? I think that might be the time to stop. Nobody else is gonna come in. It was a hero play that they were going for, and it just didn't end up working for them.
a little bit. Exalted did so much work in that fight, but too much momentum gained early on by Struck, this attacking team. So now they're in Streets phase, 3 minutes remaining. There's no hope at this point in terms of actually beating the time, but at least they can full hold the map, or full take the map rather. Maybe get a really nice hold in round 3 and try to bring this game back. A hook though on Zig. It's gonna, oh my god. 4.
Just beautiful walk right through the shield, drop the Earth Shatter. Everybody just picks up off of it. Everybody now on the side of Moostis is in full retreat, just trying to make it back to the spawns and get everybody back with this Lucio speed back into the point. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock.
I'll have to see what sort of momentum we can carry forward. Here on defense.
Everybody from Struck is
sleep
they're just
in the back.
holding this choke point real strong. This is a very tight and contained area, so they're trying to make sure that they're buying as much time with this as they can.
Oh, triple bomb from Tvip. That was crazy. He also gets a nano boost. Why not? He deserves it after that. Gets a quad. Maybe even 5. He's gonna hunt down Exalted. He wants it. Give him a 5. Why not? Close enough. 4 kills for Tvip. Insane.
And that pretty much gets them almost all of Streets phase. They're going to be able to push this very quickly. Blade is going to be able to make it back in, but everybody from the defenders is going to be coming in kind of staggered. They're going to have to choose how they want to defend this. Cart's actually not, they're choosing to push forward as the defender, so there's only 2 on Cart. So not getting max speed.
Oh, Saito, a little bit in trouble. Yep, gets knocked out of the mech. No self-destruct to save it. Tac Visor. That's the defensive Tac Visor. Let's see what he can get. Oh, gets 2 already. Very late nano boost, actually, so that nano boost won't get too much utility out of it. It'd be nice for them to have it next fight, but no nano anymore.
Well, I think that they're just wanting to make sure that they ensured that fight, because there's only a minute left on the clock, so I think that they're going to try to rally and go for a full hold right here. They only need to technically win 1 more fight if you're the defenders. This puts a lot of pressure onto the attackers. 4 minutes and 4 seconds is what they're going to have to compete against, even if they complete the map, so they need to make sure that they're pushing this in. This could potentially be their last fight. The attackers, Moostis, need to win this, and they have some tools to work with. They have the self-destruct, they have the barrier.
Here we go, a little bit of a dive up here, putting some pressure on the high ground. Not going to achieve too much, as Zig actually goes down to a couple don't, you know, headshots from Smooth. So you need to be so careful when a Reaper's on the other team as Winston. You can't just dive in like that.
Rockmite Done's really far forward and has got his shield up and buying some time. But the rest of the team finally came back in with him.
Oh.
19 seconds. Smooth just goes crazy and gets 4 kills. 15 seconds left on the clock. Nobody's going to be able to spawn back up in time. There's just a little scientist that's trying to make it and trying to stall this point.
He can try.
7 seconds remaining.
5 seconds.
Looks like he's going for a kill instead, though.
He's trying, but Blade wins the 1v1. 1 second remaining. They're not going to get here in time. That's going to be it. Round 2 of Amateur Rising. It's going to go to Mooses.
And that was just some really solid play that we saw coming out from everybody on the defending team there. Making a lot of use out of the Reaper. Specifically, we saw 2 or 3 Death Blossoms come out on that side of that round, where Reaper isn't necessarily known for being the strongest and having to play into a D.Va on top of that. You saw once the D.Va got kicked out of the equation, oh my god, Smooth went crazy. And this is that pulse bomb that you managed to catch. Just look at that. Just absolutely decimates everybody. Following up, going for the Ana, and then just jumps in, tries to get Exalted as well there at the end. Doesn't actually get the Exalted. I think the Scientist manages to pick it up.
All right, guys. So the Struck is gonna take it because the overlay. Well, the team names in the lobby were swapped. So we'll see if we can get the coaches and players in just a second for another interview. We have a giveaway as well, guys. So don't go anywhere.
Are you trying your hardest to climb SR, but keep losing games? Do you waste your ults every time you try to use them? Maybe you have a few heroes you want to learn, but have no idea where to start? Then you should join WaWa's Boot Camp. WaWa's Boot Camp is a Discord server with tons of pros and coaches standing by to help you become better at Overwatch. Our coaches are all volunteers with tons of great advice for people who want to get better. You'll be spectated live as you play by one of our coaches and given advice on the fly about what you're doing right and wrong.
When you get close range like that and you can't track them very well, do right-click melee combos. I cannot stress it enough.
Or you might go through a video of your performance and be given a detailed analysis of what you could do to improve.
You almost have graph soon. And this should be a big graph. This should be a huge graph here. Without a Rhine shield, you could just throw it anyway. Not exactly. Yeah, you should have used it. This is not a fight you could win. You need to engage with the Graviton when you can.
I can guarantee that you will come away feeling like you have the tools to get better at this game. But don't take my word for it. Here's some testimonials from others who have joined us. Best of all, you can get all this personalized advice for free. We do this out of our love for this game and a desire to see the community grow. So what are you waiting for? Join WaWa's Boot Camp today.
I think of the future, I think of the men and machines and friends and ideas and philosophy and spirits. Men and machines.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Amateur Rising. So we have, we have 2 players with us today, Blade and Exalted. They just won their match on Team Struck, and I've got to say, Exalted had some sick hooks. How are you guys doing?
Dude, I know I did. It was on fire.
We're doing fantastic.
We're doing
All
great.
right.
Thanks, guys.
A little bit different. So the last team who won was like, yeah, we played awful. This team, they're like, yeah, I know, we're good. We're hot.
We're amazing. We're the best. Did you see those roadhog hooks? I road hooked. God, I brought him down and then I shot him. Like, that's what I'm getting from Exalted right now. And specifically,
Exactly, dude. I was
just
like a dark Nephilim.
going full on there. So with that, you guys put on a very strong time on your attack. Like, what do you think that were the key elements inside of this? Like, what just let you put on such a strong push?
Do you want to go, Blade, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I got it. So I think it was the fact that we had Farah and Tracer on with that dive comp. So we were able to hit them from both the air and the back line, as well as with the Winston. They just didn't know how to handle.
I also felt like some key elements, so like the discords were on the appropriate targets. Like we were burning the diva down, and I was on Zarya, and I felt like it just helped a lot. I also felt like some key elements was that we had really good teamwork today.
Yeah, I did notice they couldn't really deal with the backstabbing and the flanking at all. And I noticed you were running Reaper with Roadhog, and was that kind of your strat, just to like flank around, permanently be behind them, and just be really annoying?
Are you talking about on attack or on defense?
Defense, sorry, defense.
On defense, we did that because we knew that Winston's pretty popular in this meta in this season, so we knew that me on Hog and Smooth on Reaper would definitely melt him, and we kept the Zenyatta for that reason, just so that if he did happen to dive in there, it would be bad news for him. And whenever we noticed that the Diva was getting a little bit of play on Smooth, that's why I swapped over Zarya, and it was just bad news bears for that Diva.
Yeah, bad news bears. You're right, for sure. Yeah, well, you guys did absolutely phenomenal. So when you prepared for King's Row, I'm sure you played on King's Row a whole lot. How many strats have you gone over, or have you just hammered this one strat?
We've focused a lot on our dive, death ball, and our dive, not just on King's Row, but in multiple different scenarios. I think the fact that we've put that time into it, it's helped us out a lot.
I see.
I definitely agree with that. I think our biggest, if you would have known us when we first started, we really had a lot of problems, teamwork and coming together, and we kind of butted a lot of heads and we ironed it out. I think it's kind of been like a rising phoenix coming from the ashes with our team story.
Well, so how's it been going outside of just playing? Like, whenever you guys are playing competitive, are you seeing a lot of returns inside of your skill ratings? Are they going up pretty strong? Like, how is it like making the transition into regular Overwatch from competitive to full-on competitive team environment?
Well, solo queue is still death, but it's definitely better when we queue with the team.
I definitely can agree. I think it makes it worse when I solo queue because I expect such high level play out of playing with my teammates, and then when I solo queue, it's just it's rough.
So all in all, what factors have you guys been like? What's it like been working with the coach? Like, is it like a very friendly environment? Is it much more professional? How's everything coming together with you guys?
I like the environment personally. I mean, I always like professional environments. I play semi-pro football also, so I enjoy that kind of camaraderie, and I enjoy coming together as a team and working through an issue. That's one of my personal favorites to do is life, like work, hobbies, anything like that. Plus, I'm highly competitive.
Well, I should hope so. I mean, Overwatch in general is a super competitive game, especially at this point. So, yeah, you're talking earlier about where you guys started, and there's some butting heads. That's something we haven't really talked about yet, is the politics of a team. Like, deciding who's in charge. Maybe this one guy gets really tilted and he yells at people, or is that sort of what you're talking about? How people were just kind of blaming each other or just not getting along, that type of thing?
Yeah, there's a few different scenarios where I've had to put my foot down and tell a couple of people to shut the hell up because they're acting like children and just bickering. And
Blade kind of regulates that. I mean, he's kind of like the granddad. That's what we call him Granddaddy Blade. He kind of keeps us all together. I mean, I get pretty emotional. I get pretty hot, especially when I'm on fire, or when I'm not doing so well, or a lot. Biggest problem was discipline on the team. A lot of people weren't working together. Like, we'd make a call out and people would go do their own thing. We had a lot of lone wolves, but eventually we pulled them together. And I don't know. I feel like we're kind of like the Seahawks. We ride off some energy. When one of us gets excited, the rest of us get excited, and then it's downhill from there.
So
downhill or uphill from?
Yeah, I guess it's.
I'm trying to think of the phrasing on that.
Yeah, that's kind of rough phrasing, I think, because both ways are maybe not so good, uphill or downhill. It's all.
Oh, it's downhill for the enemy team, I guess I should say.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
We got it.
It's all up all up from there for you, and all down from there for the enemy team. So how did you kind of address it? Was it just over time being like, hey, like how did your coach and how did you guys deal with having so many sort of individual carry-ish players who just were like solo queue players, I guess, who just want to do their own thing? Did you just keep yelling at them until they fixed it?
No, so that's actually a pretty good question. So there was a span of time, I think before we entered the Amateur Rising Tournament, where nothing was happening, just button heads a lot. So I had us just stop playing competitive quick play, and I think we spent 3, 4, 5 days, something like that, straight doing nothing but going through map reviews, call outs, and just focusing on communication and ironing out those discipline issues.
I see. How do you deal with people? So when people don't listen, what, like, let's say on the team, there's this one guy and he's just not listening. You just have to yell at him. Just keep pounding it in. Just like, hey, we said do this.
Like our teammates, or like you talking like solo?
Yeah, like your teammates.
We just kind of showed them the accountability aspect of it. Like, this is what happened. Like, you didn't listen, so your supports died. That's why you didn't get heals. We kind of showed them the cause and effect behind it. Not yelling really doesn't fix anything. I mean, like when we say butt heads, it doesn't mean that we sit there and like yell at each other. If you listen to our voice comms, I mean, today was probably the most excited they are. They're usually pretty quiet. But usually what happens is we kind of show them, this is your responsibility. When you don't do your job, bad things happen and your teammates die, and as a result, we lose. I feel like that kind of fosters a more healthy training environment also.
That's a very logical approach to go with it. And I think that's probably one of the biggest hurdles that I would say that most coaches have to deal with people that are coming in from a much more solo queue style environment. You're used to playing by yourself and thinking of yourself as the X factor that wins you the games. So whenever you're grabbing a group of players and kind of putting together a team, one of the first things you have to do is break that mindset of, okay, it's not just about you anymore. It's about all of us. So whenever you don't listen to a call, the replication, like, there's a wave effect that happens that now your supports are dead. Now you don't have healing. Now you can't accomplish what you need to do. Now the tanks die. So just based off of not listening to that one call, that trickle down effect happens. And if you guys are doing a great job of recording and conveying that, kudos to you, because I think that's probably the best approach to go with.
Oh yeah, I think that's a really good way to go about it. And I think it's good advice for any team because I've from teams I've seen, that happens a lot where there might be a couple players and they'll be like, oh, maybe not so much blaming, but just like not knowing what went wrong makes everyone think it's not themselves. So if you can actually go into the VOD and say, hey, you did this, you're why we lost that team fight, most people tend to be reasonable. But hey guys, congratulations, you did a good job. That was a fantastic performance. Anything you have to say before we hop into the next round?
No, I think our team had a lot of fun. We look forward to next week.
All right.
Wait for us next week. Top Gun.
Can't wait to see you guys. Good luck.
For sure. Good luck. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming out. So that was Blade and Exalted. Now we have our next match ready to go in just a few minutes here. We have a giveaway ready as well. We're giving away the McCree figure this time, I believe, the McCree figure, and well, I think it's McCree figure. You'll have to ask the admin because I'm not sure which ones we've given away so far. I'm 99% sure it's the McCree figure. So you just have to type Rain in the chat, REIN, which makes no sense, to win the McCree figure. But type Ryan in the chat to win the McCree figure, and the admin will pull it in just a minute, and then we'll tell you who won afterwards. We'll get right into the next round as well after just a little bit of a break. See you guys in a few minutes.
way to take Pan Luca out of this fight. Dragon Blade does come down next. He's going to be slicing. He's going to kill one. Salt will kill Starcell. And this is going to be one more dive for such a free fight.
They're doing such a good job just hiding out of view and diving specifically to the point. They're doing exactly what they need to. They're aggressing the point itself, not specifically the enemy team. This coaching has paid off because it has brought a lot of polish to their system.
What the hell?
What the heck, man? It's only been a week. How'd you increase that much? This is such an incredible jump in quality in a single week. You don't normally expect this kind of thing. This is normally something that takes an entire season to like figure out, but they did it in the span of 7 days. Credit to their coach, honestly. They have improved so much in a single week. How even do you do that? How do you improve that much that fast? They've proven themselves that they have done it, but still, just some coaching usually doesn't do that. I didn't think non-pros were this good.
Hello everyone and welcome back. And apparently when I was talking about the giveaway before, they already pulled. So remember, there's a 2-minute delay, guys. So, well, regardless, congratulations to Sky Warrior. I think he won because, well, we know why he won, right? Because names with Sky in it are always the best sorts of names. But we'll be getting into the next round in just a bit. We have one more thing to give away, and that is the mechanical keyboard. We'll be giving that away right after our next match. Our next match is Buffalo versus Legit RC, and I'm pretty excited for it. I think that, well, Legit RC and Buffalo, both two teams that, well, you know, they looked really good last tournament. All these teams looked really good last tournament, so that's not saying too much. Right now we are on the last peg of our schedule, Legit RC versus Buffalo. And this will be the last round, so, well, I'm sure it'll be explosive. And like I said, we're giving away a keyboard right afterwards. So we will be giving away, oh, we also have another McCree to give away. How's that? Not a big deal. We have lots of stuff. Okay. Looks like we have an additional one. So that giveaway will be happening. I guess we'll be giving both of them away afterwards, or we'll have to see. Let's actually, you know what? Let's actually run that right now. Let's run that right now. Before the match. So the keyword is McCree. 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 And that's all I need to do to enter for the McCree pop figure. So go ahead and enter that in right now, and then we'll draw it in just a couple minutes.
Oh, the McCree figure. So solid. All the figures for the pop caps are so good. Like, I'm curious if they're going to like extend it out and actually start doing them for skins as well. Because at which point, that just means I'm going to go broke.
Man, that'd be so nice to have just an entire shelf of pop figures.
Like, to decorate them all right back behind us. Have it sitting there and be like, look at old swag. That's it. That's how I convince myself to do it, because I want to have like figures back behind me whenever I don't have the green screen. That's my rationale for spending way too much money.
I mean, well, yeah, I've got to say, well, yeah. So, basically, what happens is you buy a green screen, right? You spend all the money on the green screen, get all fancy, get all set up, and then you're like, you know what? Instead of a green screen, let's instead have real stuff behind us, and then you buy all the real stuff and all the, yeah, that's how it works. And then after that, you say, never mind, I want the green screen, and then you just keep switching. It's a hard life.
You just have to put it on like little rollers up there, so I can slide it out and then just have shelves back behind it.
Oh yeah, you have.
I get the best of both worlds.
Matrym has Matrym is a real A real handyman, man. He made this weird contraption. He can like make it into red or green or blue or whatever colors you want. Drag it out for the shelves. Yeah,
I was just lazy back there today, and I just left it green. It's the joys of growing up in Texas and being stereotypical and growing up on a ranch. I know how to build things.
I'm not that high tech. Not that high tech. Matrym's a building man. But we have this next match coming up pretty soon. Team Buffalo versus Team Legit RC. Looks like both teams are ready. We'll be getting into the match in just a moment. But we've seen some great matches. I'm sure that this will be just as good as we've seen.
Oh, yeah. Legit RC and Buffalo, I'm really excited to see what they're going to do. Legit RC consists of Switchery Argos, Gran, Nyx, Oblivion, Subbar Player, and Bucket. And then on Buffalo, we have Bob, 31,000, I Am the Legend, Lugros, Olwyn, Ricky 10 Games, and Ahab. Although we do have to point out, Legit RC does have the icon synergy, and we know icon synergies are strong.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty close here on Buffalo, but they just don't quite have it. It's not good enough. Ricky has the snowman. No, that's not going to do it. See, what would be good is if these icons actually match their hero roles. So, for example, like Oblivion has the Mercy icon, so he would be support, but clearly their icons don't quite match their roles.
Mayhaps that's what we should do. See, I'm already living the life. I'm running just the Golden Reinhardt. I know my place in life. I just log in.
Man, you and your
all
Reinhardt.
day, every day. Dude, he's love, he's life, he's everything glorious. Even his lines are amazing. I don't even know how many times I find myself walking around being like, catchphrase.
His voice actor in real life is pretty amazing too. I love the videos he puts out. Or like when you see him at conventions, he says the lines. He's so cool. Actually, like all the voice actors for all of the Overwatch heroes, maybe not all of them because some of them I haven't heard, but quite a few of them are just like really really cool people. It's really fun seeing the sort of content they put out to have fun with the community.
And it seems like they're like friends because you keep seeing like different voice actors show up in other people's videos as well. So like they go and hang out, I guess after recording some new lines or something. But it's just really cool to see it happen like that.
Oh, it's so cool, so cool. So we'll have the we're gonna be having the giveaway pretty soon, by the way. Also, we'll have to see what we pull. I think we have 1 more minute left for the giveaway. Coming up though. And this is very relevant for this, the Overwatch Contender Series, Matrym.
Yes.
Now, the signups have already closed for that. But if you are a team that is in the Contender Series, and there are many, Blizzard got overloaded with Contender Series teams. We saw they had to actually change their schedule because they got more teams than they thought they would get. Remember? And so this, like, coaching, we've seen how insane of a value a coach is just in this tournament. Insane. So if you're in the Overwatch Contenders, or if you're building a team to in the future be in the Overwatch Contenders League and eventually go and you can be Crusher 99 in the Overwatch League, get a coach. WaWa's Boot Camp. You can find him. It's just it's just perfect.
Just hit ! Discord. Make sure you follow it through. We talked about it earlier. They're like one of the nicest communities. Everybody's there to help. Really, really organized. Not to mention they're putting on this great event, giving away all these cool pop figures. And coming up after this next match, we will be giving away that K65 Lux RGB keyboard. So it's a Corsair keyboard, guys. Like this is like a very, very solid keyboard that I've seen. I know that several pros use.
Oh yeah. We actually rolled the giveaway. Looks like who won it? Oh, they're actually rolling it right now. We'll have to see. You have to be following as well, guys. You have to be following as well.
Follow, say the words, gotta say the magic words, and then you get your chance in. So if you haven't followed yet, make sure you do that before we move into
so the winner
giveaway.
The winner is Dijao 249115. Very simple name to remember.
Oh yeah. Just rolls off the tongue.
Yes. Dijao 249115. Congratulations, you got a McCree. Pretty cool.
Hey. Now you can just walk around inside your room all the time and be like, it's new. And wouldn't it be amazing if they had an alarm clock that was McCree?
That's not what regular people do. But if Matrym had it, he would just go around his room saying, with his little pop figure saying, it's high noon.
I would totally do that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like the oldest child you've ever met in your life. I've got like little action figures for all kinds of stuff decorating my desk. They're for other games, so I can't pick them up right now.
I mean, action figures are pretty cool. Let's get into the game. Legit RC versus Buffalo. You know what? I'm really into figurines. I'm really into figurines as well. They're so nice. They're so expensive though. I usually don't collect them. Although what I did get is some guy does stone busts of things, and I got a stone bust of Hanzo and also one of Genji.
Ooh, just like regular skin Genji and Hanzo, or like skins with it?
Yeah, regular. And they're really nice. They're really nice. I've got to say, it's pretty cool. I do like that sort. As I've sort of settled down a little bit, into my house and stuff, getting more decorations is certainly on the horizon. I've always been this guy where I'll just sit and kind of have to be an empty room, but who cares? Who cares? We have 20 seconds left to go into the game. The defense.
What is going on in chat? Everybody is shouting out for Kamumi. I don't know, but apparently it's the rallying cry that's coming out from everybody on the side of Buffalo. Buffalo looks like they're running a fairly standardized comp, running 2 tanks, Reinhardt and Diva, throwing in the pharmacy for good flavor, Soldier and Lucio just to round it all out.
Very, very flexible composition. Very flexible. Going into them, Agusgren, we'll have to see what he picks here on the Hanzo. It's sure that could be a Hanzo. There we go. There's the Lucio. Oblivion is on Widowmaker, so this is a very mobile lineup.
And is bringing the Widowmaker out the doors. This is going to be a Widowmaker that's going for picks for the remainder of the round.
He does need to hit him, though. He needs to hit the shots. We saw before a Widowmaker that doesn't hit shots can be a bit of an issue. And, of course, it's hard to be consistent on Widowmaker, I've got to say.
Specifically whenever you've got a giant Reinhardt shield and everybody is positioning right behind it so perfectly. Good job on the defenders. They're really balancing around. Ahab is doing a good job of really using the hotel to fire rockets in and not be at risk from being hit with that Widowmaker. Just really solid all-around play. Look at this. We've got Bucket and Switcher Dude coming around on the sides trying to start putting pressure onto the point.
In the back. Oh, Mercy's in a little bit of trouble. He has the Winston on her. Bob goes down. No more res. He had it too. He had the res. The check mark is on his portrait. He had the chance. He just didn't use it. So the attacking team will just sort of roll through.
Oh, Switchery Dude throwing out the new Tracer dance, making use of all the new emotes.
Look at that.
On the point at that. Blinking away.
We were just talking about that before, too. Yeah, I think that all the new skins for this are so cool. Oh, didn't blink away in time. You saw that.
That was the revenge for the dance right there. That's karma coming back. Whenever you throw down the BM dance,
the reaction time
comes for you.
Just not quite there. He had the shot. He had the chance to get away, but he didn't. Now this Widowmaker needs to be careful. The Diva's 1 rocket boost away from being pretty much in melee range. Let's see if the Diva goes for it. We have Bucket though, defending the Widowmaker. Drops down, and more defense available for her. So Oblivion is on his own, pushing up.
Cart's still moving around, coming around second corner.
Oh,
really
saved.
Nice hook.
Saved though. From behind, we see a bomb gets Owen. Perfectly executed. Logros is very low as well. I don't know if this Reinhardt can live. He has the shield. Nice triple, quadruple even. Blocked by the barrier. Lucio doing a good job of not staying in a bucket though. Gets a double kill with the Diva bomb. Absolutely insane plays coming out from both sides, but it looks like the attackers come out in the end. Oh, a hook onto Diva. Ahab manages to heal up, but he's alone now. Let's see if we can get another hook, maybe, onto the Zenyatta. He still has a chance to make an impact. No, it's gonna miss.
I think it's just coming down to they're trying to stall as much as they can. Everybody's just trying to get onto the cart, trying to make sure that they buy those extra couple of seconds. 3 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock. That is a real competitive time that they're pushing for right now. The defenders want to try to get one last contest in this, at least maybe try to get a stop on this, but look how far forward everybody on the side of Legit RC is playing. They've already got so much control around the second point.
Oblivion actually gets a pick onto Ricky, but now he has a shield to shoot through. Makes it a little bit difficult to see. Ahab can't hit the headshots, and Diva on Oblivion now, looking like Oblivion's in trouble. Indeed, does take the death. But still, a barrier and a whole hog is popped on defense. That's quite a bit for not a lot of value.
And they're just using it to try to push in and stop this cart from moving forward. And so kind of in an awkward spot right now where the defenders have a lot of strength on them.
Strange
down the self-destruct.
Strange self-destruct.
Net too much for it. Yeah, I think meant to slide it down the alleyway and it
Yeah,
just got
for
caught
sure. I think that maybe he hit shift and Q at the same time, but the Q actually came out first. Ahab in a little bit of trouble. The healing is not quite there for him. Another jump in from the Winston. Bob's in trouble. Oh no, they take out the Mercy. That's a big deal. Again, no Mercy res. You know, he can't die like that. We're seeing that happen so many times. Legit RC doing such a good job of picking him out.
And Legend's gonna try to stall for as long as he can. Does get down. That gives Ahab the ability to come in. Mercy and Reinhardt are right back behind him. Ahab just instantly gets destroyed as he steps through. Well, everybody from the defenders is just kind of stuck back over in spawn.
They need to go in.
Similar to what we
They
saw
need to
last
push.
time.
This car's gonna be there.
Still tricking in. Olwyn does manage to get feet on. Bob comes in as
no.
well. Here comes the rest of the team.
There's a triple. That's gonna be it for the defense. They're gonna manage to push it back off the back of Logros's second amazing Earthshatter. He really is on the ball with those.
That's going to be a rally defense now. 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Everybody from the attackers is trying to retreat back, which RC's thinking about figuring out their next pathing to come in. They have a lot of toys to work with. They have the Primal Rage, they have the Visor, they have Transcendence. But on the other side of that, they have Visor, Self-Destruct, and Res. It depends on this next couple of fights if Bob can stay alive and stay really, really safe. Big factor is going to be as this dive can get some work into him. Can Nyx and the rest of the team jump in and get this Mercy?
There we go. The Winston does have Primal Rage, so he has a long time to live, especially with that. That's a little bit of a dangerous self-destruct. It's going to push people back. Indeed, Oblivion is dying with a Visor. So no Visor anymore. Or Soldier. Attack Visor from the back. I think it's going to be completely blocked, maybe by the D.Va. Can she manage to block it? No. Lots of damage comes out on these players, especially on the support players. Ghost, Grain goes down. Another dangerous D.Va bomb. Such good D.Va bombs this game, except for that one whiff earlier. It's going to take out Bob, and once again, the Mercy dies with no Resurrect available. This is huge. This can't keep happening if Team Buffalo is going to stay in this. More kills come out. Ahab has swapped off onto Reaper. Let's see what he can get.
Trying to buy just that close range damage. There comes the res from Bob. Gets up 3 people altogether. This is going to rally the defense. Everybody is around that point. That Kari is about 5 meters away from making it into the point. And this is going to be everybody from the attackers just finally giving the call to retreat. Get back up. Know the fact that they have 2 minutes. If they keep on this staggered defense, or the staggered attack that they keep trying to take, it's just going to keep coming back and bite them. Rally back together. Get everyone together. Ahab does get a pretty long-range shot off to take down Zenyatta. It's going to buy about another 10 seconds off the clock. Minute and about 40 seconds, minute and 30 seconds before we see the next real strong fight.
2 minutes remaining. Not too many tools here for offense. I think they just need to maybe do a dry push here, not use any ultimates. They're running into a Death Blossom, Earth Shatter. Bob will have the res up, but we've seen how good of a job Legit is doing at taking out the Mercy. We'll have to see. Jump in probably from Nyx coming pretty soon. That's a bomb. Might be big. No, Ian Legend. Good job rocket boosting out of there so he doesn't kill any of the supports with him. Although, another Earth Shatter. This one only gets 2, though, from Logos. Charges in as well in a very bad position. Ahab, potentially with a lot of damage from this, gets blocked. That's the issue with Reaper against D.Va. D.Va can eat up the entire thing, and Transcendence to push this fight through.
Ricky does blow Visor, trying to find something, not going to get much worth out of it. Everybody is dropping. Bob
dies with res.
Is trying to trickle. Everybody's just kind of slowly dying off, and that is going to be a cap at 59 seconds. You do have to give it to the defenders. They ate a lot of time off that clock, almost 3 minutes altogether.
They did eat a lot of time up in the last section. I've got to say, Bob had to get that res off in the end. He died with res. There was a triple res ready for him. Yeah, he was at 99%, then he went up to 100%, then he died. If he was just maybe spamming that Q button a little bit more, gotta slam it, man. Gotta slam it down. And, well, 59 seconds.
You know what will help with slamming down that ultimate button? Getting a new keyboard. That's right,
true.
Guys. Remember, after this round, there is going to be a keyboard that's going to be coming out. It is a K65 Lux RGB Corsair mechanical keyboard. This is going to be something you guys definitely want, so stick around after this round for your chances at it. We'll go ahead and give you the keyword probably towards the end of this match, maybe whenever we get to show the play of the game. So make sure everybody sticks around right now.
Man, that was a good plug. Good job. Good job. We have
This is what I do. I'm the sellout king.
Matching the sellout king. Self-pronounced. All right, let's see.
I gotta sell myself out, right?
I mean, I guess that's how it works in the business, right? Legit RC on defense now. On the red team, Citridoo still playing Tracer. So they're running a 2-2-2 composition with a Tracer. Now, this is a little bit interesting because Tracer is normally a hero you don't see as much on the first point, particularly on defense of King's Row, because she doesn't have that vertical mobility that you need to get onto these all-important high ground areas. Normally you see a Genji for this, or maybe if you're running more tanks, you'd see like a Winston or something, right? So I'm interested to see how Citridu does on this Tracer. He will be starting on, probably on the high ground, we're going to see, so that he can jump down if required. But
probably going to be trying to pull off a lot of back harass on spawners as they're coming through doors. That looks like exactly where he's going for this positioning. Look, he's all up right next to spawn. Right as soon as these people come out, he's just going to be jumping on them. But look at this really nice pathing that's coming out from everybody on Buffalo. They're going through this upper walkway, almost entirely negating this Tracer's flank.
They will be taking the back high ground. This might be an issue. Tracer needs to get behind there, using blinks. This is a tad slow. This attacking team pushes in immediately. They won't have the Tracer behind them. She is getting in now. Gets some shots on Sabab. He needs to be careful here. One more clip will take it out. Yep, there we go. Nice shots by him. Gets traded out by Ahab, though, with the Helix rocket. So hard to react to with the Tracer. You see Logos down in the bottom. Gets nicely charged by Nyx, but still, it might not be enough, as the defenders, they don't have the spawn advantage, and they're dropping pretty severely here. Ricky does dash in, takes out, dash reset. Bucket's going to go down as well, and that's going to be it for this first point. Very fast take.
I'm really impressed with Buffalo in their positioning there. They took a really different style of path. I mean, it's common to go through the back pathing over there and push up through. But then whenever they came through and they made it over next to the point, instead of immediately dropping down, they went to the upper walkway and made sure that that was entirely cleared out. They got pick after pick and then mobilized off of that to drop down together onto the point and make sure that they got a really strong control for that. And with that, they're rewarded with almost 5 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. It's now ticked down to 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Just really, really strong, smart, intelligent movement as a team. So much kudos to Buffalo in that push.
5 minutes in the time bank. Very healthy amount of time. Just about as well as you can do at this point in Truth's phase. Nearly perfect. No ultimates up quite yet. Ricky will be getting Blade relatively soon. Some harass from the Tracer in the back. The Tracer has the Zenyatta as a relatively easy target. Let's see. Managed to kill him last time. So you can hit this time. Almost a pulse bomb available. If he gets this pulse bomb, this could be big. This is a pretty big pulse bomb. Does it stick? No, not quite. Hits the cart. Oh no.
That is catastrophic. We saw Reinhardt go down before that pulse bomb managed to come out. Pulse bomb doesn't manage to connect. That just means that everybody on Buffalo is just racking up the kills right now. Cart's pushing forward. You can see Bucket back there as Diva hanging out, just decides to suicide to avoid feeding over any extra ult charge to this enemy team. Nyx is back up, trying to push forward. This card is pushing in again. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to work with.
That's
Buffalo
pretty much perfect.
has right now. That's absolutely insane. Everybody's trying to get into position. Look at this. Winston's going forward. Largos is trying to buy a little position to come out inside of here. Again, Switchery is trying to find the side fight, trying to find these squishy targets, specifically the Zenyatta.
Oh, didn't quite find it. Very low. Forced to Transcendence out. In the front, though. You see an initiation potentially happening. Let's see. Attack Visor with Nano. And, that's not going to hit anything. No, not that. Zenyatta ultimate might save everybody. Not Ricky, though. This is still technically even. Ahab does get the kill. He has another visor. Let's see what we can get with this. Sikri in a lot of trouble. Takes him out as well. Bucket gets a hook. Doesn't get too much with it. Charge from Nyx. He's in so much trouble. Let's see if he can stay alive. Looks like he can.
Nyx and Bucket are doing such a good job on just staying alive and holding this point.
Ahab maybe.
As much time as they can.
Oh, Ahab barely went down there. Still alive, Nyx. I can't believe he's still alive. This is insane. Finally goes down, but I don't know. I think that he bought enough time for the defense to stabilize.
That was just a real solid hero defense coming out from Nyx and just holding out. Bucket and Nyx survived there for almost an extra 20 or 30 seconds longer than the rest of the team, allowing everybody to come back in, mop up these last couple of kills, and force all of the attackers to come back. Now, that was a very nice, strong first defense, but they've got to repeat that probably about 3 to 5, maybe even 6 times, depending on how aggressive the attackers play, because there are still 4 minutes and 10 seconds left on this clock for the attackers to play with.
Legit RC's team was looking so good. But at this point, they're staring down a 4-minute time bank. They missed the Tracer Pulse Bomb. Let's see, Logros initiating the back on the supports. Not doing too much damage, it looks like. He's still alive so far. Does he have his ultimate? Yes, he does. Oh no, this is big trouble. Anna managed to get out of the corner. But let's see if she can get out of this one. Oh, Logros, it does go down. Actually jumps off himself. The cart is moving.
The whole time the fight is going on, the cart's moving. It's like 10 meters away now. It's inching forward little by little as people are getting booped and bounced around next to this cart.
Oh, that was a sick Earth Shatter. Gets the gets the visoring Ahab. That's absolutely crucial. Ricky in the back, getting some value out of this blade, but it's not going to be enough. He's the only one remaining. 3 minutes left on the clock. They can do this. Legit RC, slowly whittling down the time. They've already spent 2 minutes. They just need another 2 to be even.
Specifically, it's the same thing that we saw last time. Buying as much time, eating off this clock as you can. They do have a minute to work with if this goes into extra rounds, and they don't want to have to compete with that 3 minutes. So really stalwart defense that's showing up right now. Target prioritization is really big. Look at this stagger that's going to happen to I Am the Legend back here. Finally goes down back in the back.
You have the whole hug going out. Looks like it's going to be countered completely by the Transcendence, but in the back, Logros in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have his ultimate. 80 health remaining. Is he going to live? I don't think so. Yeah, that's going to be it for him. And once again, the defense stands strong.
I think a big part of this is Switchery2 is going for a lot of these pulse bombs, and they just aren't connecting. That is probably the third or fourth one we've seen that's landed on the ground instead of on a target. And that's just, they're expecting to get a couple of kills off of that, and they keep missing it every single time. This 2 minutes, 25 seconds, more and more time keeps going down. Switchery2 is playing a little bit forward, trying to look around, see what they can do.
I think that, well, with Bucket on this Roadhog, I don't think that Ricky on that solo diving Genji can really get enough value here. Although, look, they swapped off of the Winston, going on to Ian the Legend, Zarya. Try to get that, try to end it out. Just finish the game up with a Zarya ultimate. They don't want to just be full health here.
Pushing forward, everybody's making forward. We see Nano Visor is coming out. Ian Legends
that's
right up in the face, trying to absorb as much damage as they can. Oblivion picks up 2 though. Bucket picks up another.
That's it for that fight. 1 minute, 40 seconds remaining. Looks like the best we can do now on the side of Buffalo is to make it even. This has been a heroic defense for Legit RC. Ricky has Blade. Logros with the Earth Shatter. Ian Legend swapped off again. They can't be swapping off like this. They just gave up a Zarya with 35-ish% charge. They just swapped him off twice, so now he has no charge at all with D.Va. This is not good for their ultimate economy. Charge in from Logros. Does hit Nyx. That's huge. There's no Reinhardt to block the Earth Shatter. Only gets 1 though. So, you know, maybe not the most value, but still, it is value. Owen gets hooked. Does he go down? Oh, yes, he does. That's absolutely huge. 63%, so he didn't have barrier. Let's see if Ricky... Okay, Ricky has a blade. I think that they can push this through. Ricky needs to just kind of close this out. Double charge. There we go, with a double dash.
He's holding on for it for the last second to see if maybe somebody can come through. With that, 1 minute and 8 seconds versus 1 minute. There were very great holds from both teams, and now we're going to be moving into the bonus rounds. See what everybody can do with this little bit of time that they have to work with. Both teams potentially only have 1, maybe 2 pushes to try to claim this point. So let's see who can capture the most of it.
Here we go. Round 3. This is it. This is the climax. 1 minute for each team. Well, Legit RC has 8 additional seconds. Which, actually, you know what? 8 seconds sounds like nothing. But when you only have 1 minute, 1 minute is like maybe 2 pushes, right? 1 minute and 8 seconds is potentially 3 pushes.
It's highly possible. Because the spawn usually takes about 15 seconds if you can get back in there. So that's almost a whole nother spawn on the Lost Fight that they can try to make it back in, because the attackers do have a very close spawn here. I think the big factor for this is going to be any attrition on the defenders team. Defending, if you lose somebody really early on any of these fights, it's going to be so detrimental because the walk back is going to be so long, and it's just going to be so exasperated by this. Everybody's going to be playing with nerves and speed right now, and potentially sitting on a Torbjorn. That attack Torbjorn isn't coming out the doors, but I always like to give a little look at it.
No, that's the strat. That's the 1 minute round 3 attack Torbjorn strat I think we're seeing. Oh, no, it's not. Darn. Man, my predictions are terrible.
Who would have thought with everything on the line and then we're in overtime rounds that attack Torbjorn is not the way to go?
Look at Citree. He's standing up here again, trying to block this. He's not doing the same play before. Good adaptation there. Really well done. And indeed, he does find it.
Yep.
Blinking maybe around. Oh no, he goes down to the low ground. So, Citree maybe not so into this fight. Ricky Games dives through, takes out Oblivion. That's absolutely massive. With no soldier now, it's all up to Citree. He needs to find an absolutely massive play. That was a nice clip onto Owen. Another one. Oh, that was some serious shots taken by Citree. That might have saved the entire fight. That was incredible. Bob is all alone now versus the Tracer, so he gets taken out. Ahab as well is on the fight. Let's see Nyx charging in. Very, very dangerous charge. We've seen him do those charges before, but somehow stays alive. Great healing support from the rest of his team.
That defenders managed to rally together. Looks like they could get some people here. Everybody's sitting. That is a third of the point captured, though. So these little numbers are going to become very important. 4 seconds on the clock. Winston jumps in. Lucio manages to make it there as well. Oh, no, that's a Genji that's
a bit
there
early.
as well.
Yeah, well, it was overtime, so I guess it was as late as he could possibly go. This is going to be it. Well, this is a full hold. Just that one third is going to be taken here by the offense. Ian Legend is going to go down in just a second, and Bucket's Nano Whole Hog will for sure finish this up relatively nicely.
It's just a matter of just buying every little bit and piece that they can. They're trying to get something underneath there. They're just not going to be able to rally, get any more. But they did get that third. And a third of it is very important. The more of that point you can cap, the better it is. Now we're looking at the inverse of this with 1 minute and 8 seconds. Let's see if that 8 seconds ends up being extremely influential or not.
All right. Here we go. 1/3. So if they don't take a third, then it's okay. So it looks like Buffalo didn't. Yeah, Buffalo didn't take a third. As a result, if Legit RC also doesn't take a third, it's a tie, and we go on to 1 round of King of the Hill. If they take at least 1/3 of this point, then, well, Legit RC takes it.
I thought that they managed to capture the 1/3. I don't have the screenshot.
No, they were just barely not enough.
Oh, that's horrible to hear.
We'll have to see though.
So,
I guess we'll see at the end if they don't take it. But I think that Legit RC, they had a very, very strong offense coming into the first point we saw. They only got stalled out a little bit later on. So we'll have to see again. Oblivion is once again on the Widowmaker. Subpar player. Well, I hope he has some above par reses, because they'll certainly need it.
Before we get into this, I just want to remind everybody, type in K65 for your chance at that keyboard. Make sure you are following the stream. We will be doing the giveaway for the K65 Lux RGB Corsair keyboard directly after this while we're doing the interview phase. And action's already underway.
Oh.
I'm sorry to sell out 8 into it. I Am the Legend does manage to take down Citry Dude.
Well, that pretty much negates the 8-second advantage that they had coming into it. Even takes out a little bit more of it as well. Probably a 15-second delay there because of the hook. Ian the Legend almost goes for another hook. Barely misses. Let's see what sort of push we have coming out. May as well. We didn't even notice this on defense. May wall will be all right, but with no wall anymore. Free reign coming in. Citry on this fair. Barely misses the concussive mine. He can't be too close to this Roadhog. He's in so much danger right now. The hook does miss. Citry goes through. Bucket with the dash reset. Only 3 players left now for the defense. I think that this might be Legit RC's round. They're taking it. Ulwin goes down as well. That's it. Legit RC is going to take the match.
Very just nice play coming out from Farah. Citry managed to position really, really well, coupled in with Bucket. Just great job from Legit RC altogether, going all the way into overtime rounds. Both teams should be very, very pleased with how effective they both played inside that. I can't wait to see what they both bring next week. And yes, we get the shout-outs for Kumumi. Kumomi. So whoever Kumumi is, for you.
Kumumi.
And here we go. We've got Oblivion that's going to be coming in for the play of the game here. Looks like just a really nice mop-up. Blowing the visor there. Just everybody just lines up right into the damage. And good job on the D.Va for providing protection on that. You see that there was entire self-defense matrix just hugging that soldier and making sure nobody can do any damage onto it.
That's more like it.
I gotta say, that was a great match. Great match.
It was a really, really solid. I love it whenever they get close like that, specifically when you move into overtime and everybody only has like a minute left. And everybody managed to eat so much defense, like so much time off the defense. Just really well played by both teams. And Legit RC does take the win.
Insane.
So kudos to them. We will be trying to grab them and pull them in for an interview here in just a few minutes. So make sure you guys are staying with us, because remember, there is the giveaway that's going to be happening in just a few moments as well.
Yes. The giveaway is going on very soon. Type in K65 in the chat, and we will be, well, pulling it sometime after this interview. We'll get them in just a second. Gotta say, I love this event. It's so exciting seeing these teams grow over time, and well, just considering where they started. They didn't start that. We heard before, we heard earlier. Some of the players said, "Hey, if you had seen where we started, it's like completely night and day." All of these players have increased by 600, 700, 800 skill rating.
Yeah. You're just seeing massive improvements. That's what this whole community is about. So if you guys aren't a part of it, make sure that you join the Discord. !Discord will let you come into it. Really great, welcoming community. You can ask questions. You don't have to get full-on coached if you're just curious about things.
Yeah.
You want to do some VOD reviews. There's tons of tools there and tons of people willing to help. Just please make sure you're making the most of it because it doesn't cost you anything. It's not like I'm even doing a sellout right now. It's just like, hey, there's a great community that wants to help you. Just go be a part of it. That's all there is to it.
I mean, yeah, that really is all it is to it. Hey, guys, we'll have an interview coming right up with Legit RC, the coaches and players. And then we will have the giveaway as well right after these messages.
Are you trying your hardest to climb SR, but keep losing games? Do you waste your ults every time you try to use them? Maybe you have a few heroes you want to learn, but have no idea where to start? Then you should join WaWa's Boot Camp. WaWa's Boot Camp is a Discord server with tons of pros and coaches standing by to help you become better at Overwatch. Our coaches are all volunteers with tons of great advice for people who want to get better. You'll be spectated live as you play by one of our coaches and given advice on the fly about what you're doing right and wrong.
When you get close range like that and you can't track them very well, do right-click melee combos. I cannot stress it enough.
Or you might go through a video of your performance and be given a detailed analysis of what you could do to improve.
We almost have graph soon. And this should be a big graph. This should be a huge graph here. Without a Rhine shield, you could just throw it anyway. Not exactly. Yeah, you should have used it. This is not a fight you could win. You need to engage with the Graviton when you can.
I can guarantee that you will come away feeling like you have the tools to get better at this game. But don't take my word for it. Here's some testimonials from others who have joined us. Best of all, you can get all this personalized advice for free. We do this out of our love for this game and a desire to see the community grow. So what are you waiting for? Join WaWa's Boot Camp today.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Here we have Dice and S3O, or what's your...
Stitcherydo.
Yeah, Stitcherydo. Okay. So we have Dice and Stitcherydo here. Stitcherydo had some pretty key, crucial plays near the end of that match on Tracer and Farah. But hey, how are you guys feeling?
I was gonna say, like, don't point this at me. This was entirely a team effort. You know, one of the things like I've just been like realizing as like I've been coming in this team play is individual plays really are great and all, but it's the fact that you have your team following up. So like the biggest thanks and the biggest like praise to not just like any particular member on the team, but the team as a whole.
Oh, yeah,
because we would not have won if it was not the entirety of our team.
Look at you go already getting the interview.
Yeah, man.
It's not just me. It's the team. And by the way, I want to thank my mother as well.
I choked so many pulse bombs that game. I was not feeling it today's Tracer.
Yeah,
you choked in the alley. I'm sorry. You got hooked by the road. I was like, no.
Yeah, I was like, we going off of our Selfless routes, we were like, hey guys, let's go push spawn, and then I forgot to say that to the team, and then I was pushing spawn alone, and suddenly I got hooked.
So, Dice, how are you feeling as that game progressed? It was crazy.
I'm trying to hold it in right now. I'm ecstatic. Woo! They were getting steamrolled. They had 5 minutes on point 3, and I was like, no, everything's falling apart. But, you know, they held it together. They held it for like 4 minutes. I was so flabbergasted at some of the freaking fights. Man, I'm trying to just hold it in right now. Okay.
You don't have to hold it in, man. Just let it out.
Let the emotions flow.
Let's go. I was typing in chat. Let's go, champ. And a little bit of background.
I gotta know first. I have a question.
Yeah,
it's been bothering
go for
me.
it. Go for it.
Who is Kamumi?
Kumomi was.
Kumomi. Okay, no. I'll answer this.
Okay.
So Kumomi, we had another player on our team. Our original Genji, our original third DPS / off tank, was no longer able to work for us on our team, and that was a few days ago. And I would be underselling it if I said we weren't devastated as a team, because he was definitely one of the lively parts of our team, and losing him was like a hole that was not easily filled. And this match was completely for him. We came in here saying we're going to win this for Sunny or Kamomi, and we are going to win this hard. and that's exactly what we ended up doing.
Wow.
Well, now I'm
Insane.
gonna be emotional anytime I see it in chat.
Yep.
Like beforehand, I was like, they're doing the call out for Kamumi. I don't know who Kamumi is, but
Yeah.
we'll shout it out for you. And now anytime I see it, I'm gonna like get the tear in my eye and be like,
It's for Komomi.
This is for you, Sonny.
We're gonna win this tournament for him. I mean, he's
Yeah.
honestly a character. He's a great guy, and it was such a shame for. Yeah, man. I just want him back. If Komomi, if you're listening out there, we want you back.
Yep. If you're listening, Komomi, come back. Your friends want you back. I've got to say though. So you said Citry that it was a team effort, and for sure it was. I saw like each player on your team kind of had their moment to shine. You know, when one person was kind of down, another person would pick it right up. You know, when you were whiffing pulse bombs and missing all your shots, Oblivion was right there to pick it back up, and vice versa. So absolutely a phenomenal. What kind of preparation did you guys do coming into King's Row? It's a very popular map.
King's Row. King's Row is the map I think we have practiced the most by far. I think every time, like when we would practice scrims, we'd always make sure that we had at least half hour to an hour of purely just King's Row. This was the map that I think we started out as one of our weakest, and we decided that we wanted to make this our strongest map.
So Dice, how has so you guys played last week, right? How far has the team come since then? I know you had to replace one of your players, unfortunately, but what kind of increase have you seen in a week? Like 1 week, what's the expectation as far as improvement goes?
All right. Well, first week it was really just getting the bond. Second week we actually focused a lot on team play, on positioning, on making sure our comms are crisp, and they've dramatically improved. They work together pretty well. You know, sometimes we get tilted, but you know we know how to work with each other. We give each other breaks. I don't know. Overall, as Overwatch players, this is one of the best teams I've ever played with, to be honest. And I don't know. I'm just really excited right now. I'm just really excited right now. I mean, they've grown quite a lot. Honestly, they put up a fight against GM teams, master teams, and you know, whenever these GM and master teams are, you know, whenever I ask them to scrim our team, they kind of just laugh. But when they're actually put into the game, they're like, "Oh crap, don't mess with Team Legit RC."
Man, that's awesome. So go ahead, Matt.
Pushing forward, do you guys feeling very strong in what's going? I mean, you guys are like, we're gonna win this whole thing, so you guys definitely have the confidence going in. Well, like, what are the next stages of things that you guys are going to be working on?
I think as of late, we've just been watching. We've been doing recon. We've been watching other teams how they play. We're trying to come up with strategies and whatnot.
All right.
Now it's like you guys are feeling comfortable, so now it's just.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's ever fair to say we should be comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
We're confident in our own abilities, but we don't want to ever say we're comfortable, because then we'll get steamrolled the next game.
Yeah. So you feel like you have the basics down, like your comms are pretty fine, like most of just the basics are fine. Now moving on to more specific strats, metagaming, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sounds great. Well, guys, congratulations. That was a phenomenal performance. Great match you showed us. And, of course, for the players and coaches at Team Buffalo as well, they played great also. Anything you want to say before we head out?
For Komomi?
For Komomi.
For Komomi and for Komomi.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, right, thanks, guys. It was great.
Thanks for coming
See you guys next week.
Have a great day.
Will do.
You too.
All right, guys. That was Dice and Citridu from Team Legit RC, the winners of last match. But Matrym, I think we have one more thing to do, right? I think. What do we have to do?
I don't know. I think it's something about mechanical keyboard.
Oh, keyboard. All right, guys. Well,
that's right.
We'll pull the keyboard. Our admins are going to pull it right now. We're going to go to a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll announce the winner. And then I think we can call it a day after that. So. All right, guys. See you in a bit.
Are you trying your hardest to climb SR, but keep losing games? Do you waste your ults every time you try to use them? Maybe you have a few heroes you want to learn, but have no idea where to start? Then you should join WaWa's Boot Camp. WaWa's Boot Camp is a Discord server with tons of pros and coaches standing by to help you become better at Overwatch. Our coaches are all volunteers with tons of great advice for people who want to get better. You'll be spectated live as you play by one of our coaches and given advice on the fly about what you're doing right and wrong.
When you get close range like that and you can't track them very well, do right-click melee combos. I cannot stress it enough.
Or you might go through a video of your performance and be given a detailed analysis of what you could do to improve.
We almost have graph soon. And this should be a big graph. This should be a huge graph here. Without a Rhine shield, you could just throw it anyway. Not exactly. Yeah, you should have used it. This is not a fight you could win. You need to engage with the Graviton when you can.
I can guarantee that you will come away feeling like you have the tools to get better at this game. But don't take my word for it. Here's some testimonials from others who have joined us. Best of all, you can get all this personalized advice for free. We do this out of our love for this game and a desire to see the community grow. So what are you waiting for? Join WaWa's Boot Camp today.
Hello everyone, welcome back, and congratulations to I'm a Coyote for winning the keyboard. I guess Matrym entered, but he didn't win, unfortunately. That would have been nice. You would have been set for life with that.
Never lucky, never win anything.
Never lucky.
Didn't even get the Reinhardt. Oh, I'm so sad. But that means the fact that there's a chance for next week, maybe.
Ooh, maybe. We'll see. Well, guys, it's been fun. It's been a serious blast, man. That last match especially. Really fitting for the last one. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for coming out. And for sure, big thanks to WaWa's Bootcamp for putting this on. It's just been phenomenal. They've done such a good job. The prize pool is spectacular. Check them out. ! Discord in the chat or go down below in the Twitch description to get involved. It's free. It's just a community thing. This is all just for fun. It's all just for fun. So, without further ado, I think that we're all set for the day, Matrym. We'll see you guys next week. Well, have a great day.
Bye.